Jeez. We're letting all hell let loose on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like this stream. Yes, this one. The one you are watching today. Subscribing is great as well. Kevin's here.
Hi, everybody.
He's got so many things to say. This is his favorite game, but for whatever reason, he was just like, no, let's play anything else. And I was like, more than your favorite game, Kevin? You love this game. And Kevin's like, alright. You know, kind of like the World of Warcraft characters that Xbox now owns.
Right.
Yeah. What's your favorite line of the peons? Is it like something me be doing? Or is it alright?
Yeah, probably that one. Or the ooh what?
Ooh,
Or
what?
something like it. Yeah, it's a really weird voice. When you're playing World of Warcraft, if you walk by the peons, and you click on them, like in what's it, Northshire, they'll say like the classic lines. It's really funny.
Alright. I just know I just can't stop thinking about the alright. Kills me.
Right.
It's because, you know, World of Warcraft, one of the starting areas. Don't you, like, whip them or something is, like, one of the early quests? I bet they got rid of that, though, at this point.
Might have been for the orcs if I'm remembering right. That would be. I think it was, maybe.
I'm pretty sure you do that in the orc area. You go and, like, you lash
Yeah.
the peons and that.
Yeah, dude, I swear you do.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I wonder if that's still in the game. I bet you they removed that.
Yeah.
Anyways. What do I think about PS buying Bungie? I don't know. I feel like it's too early in the night to get right into this already, but I just assume that would be one of the early questions. Well, the biggest thing is, I've heard rumors, Kevin, that StarCraft might be coming back.
Oh, well, like as a series, a third game, or like they're redoing StarCraft or something like that?
We're not sure yet, but the word is new StarCraft.
I want StarCraft on Xbox. That out of all the Blizzard things they were doing, I would love to see World of Warcraft on Xbox, but I'm pretty sure this is based off of nothing, but I feel like they wouldn't do it. But like StarCraft, I think there's like no reason whatsoever StarCraft can't be on Xbox.
I think we'll get World of Warcraft.
That would be cool. I would play a lot of that actually. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. We would do a lot of streams of that. I would get too into it.
Right.
Too into it.
I can just already see the keyboard warrior like, I'm gonna waste you on StarCraft or Warcraft, and it's like, sure, whatever.
You ain't got nothing,
Like,
man. You ain't got
yeah,
nothing. Let's see. You got your Series X today. You love it, and Game Pass is amazing. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and your console finally arrived. Any cool games you play? Good morning, indeed. Oh, you started the Wolfenstein games. Yeah, they're pretty nice. What they are. Is SpongeBob Rehydrated worth it? I have no idea. So, the Bungie acquisition. You know, Kevin, I always thought that Bungie would someday come home to Xbox. I really
oh yeah,
did.
you thought it would make its return?
Yeah. I'm not I actually, for whatever reason, I woke up slightly early today, like literally when the news broke. I only slept like a few hours, and I was just like up, and I was just like, oh, and checking Twitter. It's like, wow, they bought them, and I'm like, whatever.
That was my thought, right? Like, who cares? I'm just glad I won't have to hear about the next Destiny game or whatever.
Yeah, who really gives a damn? I mean, like they put
other
out
than
news though. Like apparently,
Yeah.
you know, Destiny is going to continue to be a multi-platform game. And Bungie is going to self-publish it or something, but under the PlayStation banner. And I'm just sitting there thinking, it's like, why did they spend $4 billion on an IP that, like, they're going to keep publishing on other platforms? I know they have a new IP coming that will probably be exclusive. I don't know, but, like, $4 billion for one IP? You know Xbox spent, like, under $8 billion for Bethesda.
Right.
You know what I'm like? It's just like, why? The more I look at this deal, the more I'm just like really puzzled by it. Like, I don't like, it's a good studio to have, right? Like, there's a lot of staff. They can make games as service titles. You know, there's money that they can make off of Bungie. Yeah, you know, that makes sense. But like, they overpaid for them. They really, in my opinion, overpaid for that company. Because there's just, you know, Destiny's a game in decline. It sells, like, there's less and less active players on, like, the Steam year after year after year, because everybody seems to love using the Steam numbers for games these days, looking at you, Battlefield, and people online, but, like, 4 billion, do you think they're worth half of, like, you know, Bethesda? I just...
Right? I couldn't tell you another Bungie title other than Destiny. I couldn't.
That's because that's all they own. All their other IP is with other companies. They might own Marathon? I don't know, but Oni, which is an old game they used to make, that's owned by Take-Two. I don't know if they own Marathon. It's open source now, so it's not like... It's like freeware, basically. So it's just kind of like, really, what are you getting out of this deal that's worth, you know, $4 billion? Like, did you know that, I guess a year ago, Microsoft actually tried to buy them, and or Bungie offered themselves to Microsoft for less than a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted Microsoft to buy them for less money, and Microsoft said that was too much.
It just seemed like it was like some weird dash to try get, I don't know, on the news or whatever, because like I saw a lot of media trying to play it off as like, whoa, what a huge purchase, and it was like, it wasn't blowing up like Activision Blizzard, you know, like, I don't know.
I just really don't see the excitement for it. Like again, it's a good purchase for them, but it's also like, who really cares at this point? Like, it's not Bungie that made Halo anymore. That was, you know, 12 years ago. And this purchase, I guess, has been in production for 5 months or something, so it's not like it's a retaliation purchase. They're not like, oh, I can't believe Xbox bought Activision, we need someone quick. This is something that Sony's been working on for 5 months. It's just like, what are you getting out of this?
Right?
Are you picking me up here?
Sorry?
Are you picking me up?
No, I'm not driving.
Oh, this guy just like came and picked me up. Thank you, Sergeant Sullivan.
That's awesome.
I don't know. It's just like, it's a really, really weird purchase to me. I really don't understand it to a degree that I'm kind of like I get maybe why, I can find the angle why you would buy them, but at the same time, I feel like Sony was just ripped off on it.
It's funny, I think that's interesting you said that this was already being worked on, because the minute I saw it, I didn't know it was already being worked on. I thought it was literally a retaliation purchase, you know. It felt like some kid like walking in and like showing his parents he got like an A+ and, you know, like physics or something, and then the other kid goes up and like shows him his like C in gym class or something, you know, like.
Yeah, no, this has been worked on for a while. I mean, businesses don't usually go retaliation-wise. Did you know the real news today is that MLB The Show 22 is going to launch day 1 on Game Pass again, and it's coming to the Switch.
Oh, really?
Yep. So there you go. That's a PlayStation first-party title there. MLB The Show, which was really great last year. I was glad to have it on Xbox, so looking forward to 22 launching on Game Pass as well.
Commander.
Man, why do if people in the stream can hear the people in the game, let me know, because I really don't understand how I am hearing these people. Maybe it's just the game is like buggy. Okay, so if I go to start and I turn the audio to 10 and then I turn it down to 0 again, everybody gets muted. So it's just buggy then. Okay. They're over.
Just trying to get you to talk to your fellow officers, no?
Yeah, whatever. They're overpaying for FPS. That could be a good thing. This could have been also, we look at this as a strategic thing. It's very likely that Sony heard that you know, Microsoft was going to pick up Activision, or Activision was shopping themselves around a while ago, and this could have been like a long-term thing, being like, okay, we don't really, like, it's not valuable for us to own Bungie, but it's valuable for us to not let someone else own Bungie. That could have been the thing. Because, you know, some people are right in the chat that, you know, the FPS genre, especially Western FPS, is getting picked up a lot by Microsoft. They are scooping up, you know, they're scooping up the... Can we spawn on the Siegfried line or no? Kevin?
Oh, sorry, lost connection there for a second.
Oh, can we spawn on this capture point? Or, because I'm just debating on if I should move forward and put down an outpost up ahead.
You should put an outpost somewhere hidden, well.
I know hidden, but do I put it, like, on this outpost? Can we spawn here, or do I...
We can only spawn where you place that outpost, so wherever you want, but technically somewhere hidden. Think of somewhere you'd hide a barrel and Daisy.
No, the Siegfried line, this big-ass circle spot, can we spawn?
Yeah, no, you cannot.
Okay, so I do need to put an outpost here, then. Okay.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, it's my bad.
I will... You know what? Just for you, I'm gonna throw this right into the open of the map. This outpost. Right in the open so the enemy can see us on the hill. There they are. Just gotta like put it behind this rock. Maybe over here where these trees are. What the heck is going... What? From where? Where are these... Oh my god. We're not the only ones that think the Activision purchase is weird. Like, again, it's not like weird, but it's just like... I couldn't care less this morning when I read it. Like, we've talked about it, like, I was talking about it with my Twitter pal all day, but it was just, like, I really am just so indifferent to it. Which is weird, because, like, you know, again, like, a year or two ago, this might have been something I was, like, really, you know, maybe disappointed or hurt about, but, like, I really just, I was kind of like, eh.
Yep. I don't know. I do have a couple buddies that play Destiny, and like that's the only crowd I could really see it affecting. And like I get where like it has its fans, right? So I don't know.
It definitely does. That's true. And you know, I would be worried about, and I know they said they necessarily weren't doing it, but I would be worried about PlayStation locking content again in Destiny. Like if I was a Destiny player on Xbox, I would be questioning the long-term investment that you made in that game. I would be a little bit worried about it. But like, again, it's sort of like every year it's smaller and smaller, that game. You can look at the player sizes. Like, it's still a big game. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not where it was in years prior. You know, there is a significant decline when you look at the Steam numbers. Like, significant. It goes from like what, 200,000 peak down to 150, and then, you know, the last 2 years it's been at like 30 to 50,000 players. You know, that's a good amount. Like, it's not bad, but it's like it's not where it was. So it's... Is it our turn
to go on Reddit and talk about how Bungie games are irrelevant? No, I'm joking.
I don't know. It's just sort of... It's a real weird thing that, you know, some people are building up to be like a power move, and I'm like, it really isn't. It seems like if we didn't think that this was something that was done long term, you know, like months in advance, I would say it's like a very desperate move. But, you know, obviously they plan this, right? So it's not like a desperate move, but I'm kind of just like, it's very random. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a command center out here so we don't have to walk as far. And I'll place another one up further. Just so we don't have to walk as far, but let's see some questions. Yeah, the people that thought they got Halo out of the deal was... that like, there's no one in their right mind that should think that they get Halo out of this deal. Like, when was the last time Bungie made Halo? 12 years ago, right? Like...
That's where I got the joke, man, when I first saw it, and I was like reading people's comments on it. They're like, whoa, this is so huge. And the one guy's like, yeah, bye-bye Halo on Xbox. And I was like, okay, like, there's no way someone is that clueless, you know, about who's making these games.
Like, seriously, they've got to be, like, out of it if they think, like, did they even own the Halo IP ever? Like, I mean, I guess it was theirs because it was bought as part of, because Apple was paying or whatever, and then Microsoft bought Bungie. So I guess technically Bungie owned the IP for a bit, but Xbox has, like, owned the Halo IP for, what, 20 years now? It's Really shouldn't be that much of a shocker to people. But it strangely is. How am I getting seen over here? I'm like nowhere near the front lines. Might be Sony trying to value up their own subscription service. Again, you know, Destiny is a free-to-play game. How are you beefing up a subscription service? It's like if they own a bunch of IP, I'd be like, yeah, but they don't. Why does Kevin resemble Shia LaBeouf? I don't know.
What?
Laurie wants to know why you resemble Shia LaBeouf, the actor.
Oh, because we're cousins. No, that's not true at all. I don't know.
Third cousins from the dark side of the moon.
Do I remind you of Safe Transformers Shia LaBeouf or sketchy after Transformers?
Like that time when he had a bag on his head?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or when he was yelling at that cop a bunch of stuff. No, so
there you go. What game do I prefer more, Hell Let Loose or Insurgency? I'm more into Insurgencies. Kevin's more into Hell Let Loose.
The more you know.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Yes, you
Unless
would be right about that.
Changed.
No.
God
Both
damn.
are great games, though.
I just spawned. Activision Blizzard, do you like the centuries? What? Probably won't see a deal like this for 50 years. I'm actually thinking Xbox will buy another big publisher next year.
They're gonna buy EA next. You heard it here first.
EA? I'm going for Ubisoft.
You think Ubisoft? Either one of those, right?
I've been saying for a long time that, you know, Avalanche Studios would be my safe purchase, but that seems like such small fry stuff now compared to, like, you know, buying Activision stuff. I don't think they're done. I really don't think they're done. They want to be a powerhouse in gaming, and they are putting the money towards it. Okay, I'm dead again. Is this game hard? It's not friendly or easygoing. A good alternative to Battlefield. Would you say this is an alternative to Battlefield, Kevin?
If you're okay with a slower paced shooter, it's actually a great alternative to Battlefield, but it is not Battlefield.
There you go,
like you're not gonna come in and get 60 kills a match unless you're in a really good tank squad.
Otherwise, you're cannon fodder out there, I tell you. Cannon fodder. I am like retreating from my outpost to try to give us like a closer one. This is terrifying.
No, sure.
Have you used my outpost? Is it in a good spot or not?
Yeah, it's an alright spot.
Trying to give us front line, but it's like not really working. I think this actually might be a safer area because it's like a bit more of like a ridge. Actually, can I put the outpost inside bunkers? Is this like a bunker I can enter? Oh no, it's just literally a log of wood. What am I building? Oh, this thing. This is kind of a good spot.
Did you see the new Halo trailer?
The Halo trailer? Yeah. I have to get up early tomorrow. I'm part of like some sort of group that they're going to be talking, like debriefing about the Halo thing or whatever. I'm going to be in like some of the actors and some of the writers of the show and stuff are going to be talking, and I'm going to be in like listening in, so
okay.
Interesting.
Are you excited for it? Can you talk about it? Or if you're excited, or like...
I mean, I really don't know what the event is. It sounds like a Q&A session minus the questions.
What about the show itself?
I don't know. It's interesting.
Seems
like,
odd, right?
Yeah, it's the highest CG sort of budget for like that type of show, but also like the lowest set value for that type of show I've seen. What was that? What killed me? A mine? What was that? Anyways, like a lot of people have an issue with Cortana. I really don't. I think that's fine. Like that's actually her actress.
Oh, I haven't seen Cortana yet.
Oh no, they showed her in the trailer.
Did she? Oh, I must have missed her. I saw Halsey and all that talking, and the whole like obvious they're fighting insurgents or whatever.
Yeah, no, the Cortana was in there. She's like, "Hi, I'm Cortana," and that's actually like the actress. And they made her look really human. So I guess they could blue tint her more, but like I think she looks fine. I really don't have an issue with it. I was like, no, it fits into the look of everything else in the show. And the CGI looks fine, I think, again. CGI looks good. Master Chief's voice is a bit weird. I'm intrigued. I wasn't blown away by the trailer, but I am intrigued enough to do maybe weekly reviews for this, because I think it's a weekly show. I don't know. It's a Paramount thing, so I don't know what Paramount does, but yeah, I really don't know. What do you think about it?
Oh, I see. Sorry, I just looked up the Cortana or whatever, and she looks okay.
Yeah, the whole internet was freaking out about it, and I was like, gee, matches the rest of the show. I don't really see the issue here.
Alright. I'm curious what they were disappointed about. But I don't know, like, I think it looks alright, you know, like, I don't know, all the few action scenes they shown and, like, what they're using is, like, props and all that, I guess would be the word, but, like, I don't know, it seems like they got the scenery right, it looks neat, but really curious about the story or whatever, because it seems like really, like, pre-harvest, you know?
Yeah, I don't think the Covenant are going to be a huge part of it until later, because they're talking about, like, finding Halo. Keep in mind that this isn't canon. Like, this is its own storyline. I think they're calling it the Silver Timeline or something.
The Silver? Okay, because, yeah, like, it's really interesting that they're, like, obviously dealing with, like, their little insurgency war they were having before the Covenant, and they're talking about, like, finding Halo, and it's like, well, how would you know about that?
I'm sure we'll figure it out in the show. Whoa. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm like I wouldn't say I'm excited about it, but I am. It's something I'll look at watching, and maybe we'll do weekly reviews of it or something on the channel. I don't know. I'm thinking I have like all right access with Paramount. Like obviously I'm gonna be part of their invite only session to go and take a look at this thing or whatever, hear about it. But
yeah,
you know, I'm gonna leverage that and see if I can maybe get like early access or something and do some reviews and stuff for it. But yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna like watch it? Will you go out of your way to watch it, or just like
how will I be able to watch it? Do I need like some random streaming service? I haven't looked into that much yet.
See, that's the problem. Is I don't know how you watch in Canada. It's gonna be on Paramount Plus in the U.S., which I don't think we have that here. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, from what I understand, a lot of places there's not really info on how you actually watch this thing yet.
Okay, that's really interesting because yeah, like, will I watch the? Yeah, I'll probably actually, if I could, I would watch the first episode when it comes out.
Okay.
I'm very interested in it. You know, like.
I think I got us a really good outpost.
Did you?
I believe so. It's in a bunkered spot. Let's see some other questions here. You're happy for Sony. Bungie is a talented studio. Hopefully they can revive Killzone or Resistance. I don't think they bought Bungie to work on their IP. I'm pretty sure they bought Bungie to fund more of Bungie's IP and work. Which is funny because they don't really have much IP, but I don't think the idea of purchasing Bungie was at all to, you know, work on PlayStation IP. I mean, I'm sure they'll be allowed to if they want to, but I wouldn't get your hopes up about them working on anything but what Bungie wants to work on. It sounds like a lot of this deal kind of revolved around Bungie being able to do what they want. Have I updated to the 2 terabyte card yet? I have not. It's very expensive in Canada. I'm iffy about it. I mean, it's good value for what it is, but I have a 1 terabyte and it kind of works, but I would like more space. Yeah.
I think you have a very good outpost, by the way.
Thank you.
Huh.
What do I think of this game in comparison to Enlisted? I think this is a very different game from Enlisted. Very
100%.
like they have similar goals but very different ways of presenting the gameplay. And since it has been a while, we're at that point in the stream to be sure to like the stream. You know, yes you. Subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option starting at like $2. You get things like emotes to use in the streams, which is exciting. Because you know we're streaming basically daily all the time. Lots of fun. And behind the scenes stuff and everything like that, it's pretty cool. And gamerheadquarters.com, if you like the written word, you know, the site's pretty good. What can I say? I run it and all that. Lots of fun. And had the best January month ever for the site, so I don't know if that's new people checking it out, because I really haven't done much on it.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been busy. I'm trying to get some more article type things up, but you know the video work is a lot. What can I say? Yeah. Well,
You know, it is kind of funny just that you were mentioning that, like, it is funny that this game is always compared to Enlisted, because they're really two totally different titles. I think you put it brilliantly. They're trying to achieve the same goal with extremely different approaches.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel as though Enlisted wants to feel like it's a little tighter and more compact. That's why there's so many bots, so many players in one space. Whereas this wants to feel big, dangerous, and really open, which is why it has a lot of players, but it kind of really spreads players out.
Yeah.
Huh. I could give us a pretty good outpost to the side of their base, but I also don't want to lose.
I see what you're doing. If you want to go a little...
This is
I kind of like where you are. If you want to go a little more south and up that hill, yeah, and like trying to bury it in there, that might be a good spot to get an attack going.
I was thinking here behind this wood stack might be kind of a smart idea. I don't know if you can still see it, but I'm behind like this stack of wood, and I don't think they would see the outpost up here.
I just see you on the map. I just see you're in a really brilliant spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go here because I don't think they'll see it behind the wood. Too bad we can't place a
did you hear
garrison.
about the Mandalorian? I mean, the Boba Fett.
I haven't watched any of it. They totally shifted gears towards the Mandalorian, did they? They know where the money is.
Yeah, well, that's where I was gonna make the joke. It was basically a Mandalorian episode. And I even just called it the Mandalorian, but like it was the best episode of the whole series. It had my interest. It peaked nostalgia levels. It carried a story. It had some grit to it. Just a fantastic episode, and it had nothing to do with the storyline in Book of Boba Fett till the end.
Yeah, it almost feels like they did this just to kind of keep you happy until they could do another Mandalorian season.
Right? Well, that's where, like, I thought it was funny because, like, my one buddy who works on it or whatever, he was a little disappointed because it was a really good episode, but I watched, he showed one review that was talking about, like, it was, like, they gave it a 7 out of 10 because it was a good episode, but bad for the Book of Boba Fett, and I couldn't help but agree because it's so funny that in a 7-episode series, it had nothing to do with Boba Fett, it's, like, story arc or anything to do with that series. It was, like... totally out there. But it was the best episode. Yeah.
But it was the best episode. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm on the position. Am I capturing it?
You're absolutely capturing it.
Okay, how do I tell that? I can't remember. Isn't there like a button you hold to the side and it like, oh, here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm capturing. Okay.
I think there's a couple guys inside unless you're in there.
I'm in the facility right now.
Okay.
I'm on the top level of the facility. I'm sitting down. I need to look at comments. How is this game compared to Peppa Pig? Well, nothing really compares to Peppa Pig, so...
yeah, Peppa Pig is it's a masterpiece of our time.
Yeah, Peppa Pig is just, like, far beyond everything. You remember playing Insurgency when it was just a Half-Life 2 mod. Oh, fascinating. Do I think Ready or Not will come to console? I don't really know much about that one, but I do like to say that in this era of consoles, nothing is off limits in regards to releasing on consoles these days.
I think Ready or Not would be really cool on console. That game looks fun.
So yeah, I do think anything is available, but I'm not familiar with that. you actually like Ubisoft as a developer. I've always liked Ubisoft stuff. Great games. There's a lot of IP and a lot of value there. Xbox buys WP and the licensing. See, that's the thing though, is you buy Warner Brothers, you're really not getting a whole lot of value, and it's gonna cost a lot. I know that sounds weird, like you're getting incredible developer teams and development teams, but you're getting nothing, like you're not getting IP. That would all just be licenses to like Batman and stuff. And those licenses probably wouldn't last forever, and I really don't see the value in it right now, unless Xbox is like, we want to pump IP out, but like there's a finite amount of franchises they own, and it takes time to make new franchises. It takes time to buy new games. So if you bought the Warner Brothers studios, you would essentially be buying studios that are going to make you games 5 years from the date of purchase. So it's kind of like the value there is a little harder to see. Like, again, incredible developers, you know, Rocksteady, stuff like that, Monolith, but like you're not going to see anything come from that for years, and I doubt Xbox wants to invest that much in IP they wouldn't own. I don't even think they would give up Mortal Kombat, right? So like you would get zero IP from that purchase. Xbox wants IP. They want different franchises. They want you to be like, oh wow, Overwatch. Oh wow, Call of Duty. Oh wow, StarCraft or Warcraft. That's what they're after. They're not like they want talent, but they also need stuff for that talent to develop. And yeah, this outpost is the best.
Oh yeah, no, brilliant location, dude. Xbox should kind of be, if it turns into an IP war, which kind of has, Xbox should really be able to run away with it. No,
they've collected the big IP right now. I think another thing would really take it over the edge. And like I said, I don't really see that Sony has the money to really compete in that sort of conflict. You know, a lot of people be like, oh, but they bought, you know, Bungie today. And it's like, well, yeah, because Microsoft said no, right? Like, that's the difference. It would have been something Microsoft would have bought, and they said no. So, it's kind of like, you know, say that PlayStation does buy, like, a major publisher at some point, like, let's say Capcom or Square Enix. Why we have to look at why Xbox didn't buy them instead is the biggest thing.
Could that be because Xbox doesn't see the value in it?
That would be a lot of it, but then also it could be like maybe existing partnerships could cause that or something. But like, again, my biggest thing would be like, why didn't Xbox want to buy this publisher instead? Because, you know, Microsoft will just open up the purse and just pay for them. They've got right now, I think it's $135 billion on hand of capital. I mean, they won't have that much once the Activision purchase is complete, but that still leaves them with like, what, $70-80 billion in capital. Yeah. And companies like to spend capital because that's reinvesting in themselves, right? So,
yeah,
you know, it would be like, well, why didn't Xbox just buy this company? You really got to look at this stuff outside of the kind of petty games of, oh, my company owns this company that I cheer for and stuff. You gotta look for the business reasons behind the decisions that companies are making. You really have to look at these plays because, you know, Sony just doesn't have that money. And a lot of people are just like, oh, they'll make it or whatever. And it's like, you can't just make money out of thin air.
Out of $1 trillion or whatever in a company, right? Like,
yeah, because I think from what I was because I've been trying to research this stuff more because we talk about it more. So I've been trying to look into companies and the money they have on hand, and I think Sony had like 12 billion or something on hand. So that's like money, 12 to 20 or something. Like, that's some money, but it's not something they're all going to want to spend on gaming. They're trying to build like up their streaming stuff. Like, they bought Crunchyroll. So not too long ago. So
PlayStation bought Crunchyroll?
Sony bought Crunchyroll.
Oh, Sony. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's a company, right? So they're investing in like their movies and stuff a bit more. So that doesn't mean they have money just to spend on gaming. Well, I guess now that they just bought Bungie, they would now have $8 to $16 billion on cash reserves, right? Because, you know, they just paid $4 billion, which again I think is a little too much for Bungie today, right? So they have less capital even now on hand. So it's interesting. Is this on Game Pass? It isn't, but I could see it becoming on Game Pass. Why isn't there a poll option for the New York Times buying Wordle? That was funny. So do you know what Wordle is, Kevin? I'm just gonna assume he doesn't. He doesn't know what Wordle is. Anyways, it's this word game that everybody's really loving online, right, on like Twitter and stuff. So the creator of it sold it to the New York Times for $1 million today. That was another big gaming purchase that you guys might not have heard of. I'm thankful somebody brought that up. But did you know about that at all, Kevin?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, and the guy was just like, it's just some random guy that just kind of made it, I think for his wife or something, just so she had something to do, and it blew up, and it's big on the internet, and then the New York Times bought it for like $1 million and stuff, and I was like, good for that guy. You know, a lot of people are like, oh no, they're not gonna make it free, and blah blah blah, and we liked it because there wasn't ads, and I was like, just be happy that this like random guy just, you know, created this game everybody loves, and then he cashed out and is now able to live a little, like, an easier life. Like, be happy for that type of person, right? Like, that's an indie developer's dream, right? Like, just...
Absolutely.
I don't know why anyone was giving him crap for that. It's just like... That's literally what you want to do, is make something, cash out, and then just live, right? Like...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have too great of ambitions past that. I just want to kind of live steady and do what I do. It's just kind of like, I don't know, people can be the worst sometimes.
No, it absolutely seems like something you would want to do. I actually couldn't see too many people turning down that money, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you want $1 million for this like word game I put together in like a few days? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Chris? No, nobody knows Chris. So if you're putting some kind of joke together, I don't really care either. This is on PS Plus. I think this was... I think we answered the enlisted question. How was my day? It was fine, Laurie. I went to the Costco. I experienced the $1.50 hot dog. I bought some Buffalo shirts. Two for $15. I bought 4 shirts, so for $30 I got 4 pretty nice shirts, and I can get rid of some of the other ones that were kind of like really tightening up and being uncomfy and worn in after a couple of years, so pretty excited about that. Ate my hot dog. It was pretty windy. I don't know if you went outside today, Kevin, but wow, it was bitter.
That's all I heard. I didn't really go outside much today, but the little bit I did, it was uber windy, and yeah.
That was a bitter cold. It went right through the winter card even, and I was like, oh, ooh.
That's funny.
Yeah, did not enjoy the outdoors, but it wasn't too bad. And then I watched that. Did they destroy our outpost? What?
Yeah, they got it.
The hell? Come on, guys! You're supposed to be secretive about the clubhouse.
Right.
Oh no, it still looks like it's still there.
We got a garrison up there, so if you're able to spawn on it and then maybe go a little further out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. The girl with the whatever the window thing, the spoof movie with Kristen Bell or whatever. Eh.
I don't know that.
It's on Netflix. It's
I don't know.
It's like it's supposed to be like a mystery type thing, but it's like exaggerated. It's a little. It's enjoyable, but it's a little odd. But that was kind of it. I wrote some things, and that was about it. Oh, and I recorded some videos because I guess I went to bed and I didn't bother switching my cords, so the Series S was on, and I was like, okay, I'll play something.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty easy to forget what Xbox you're on when you're done working and you go to like leave and you're like, oh yeah, because the interfaces are the same. So
yeah.
And I was like, wait a sec, this isn't 120 FPS, and I was like, oh, the Series S is on. And I was like, oh yeah. It's kind of funny. I was like, this isn't right.
So out of this little IP bidding war, I gotta wonder. Do you think PlayStation's just gonna end up with Microsoft scraps what they don't want?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
that's basically what it's looking at. I know that sounds bad, but like that's just how it is when a $1 trillion company goes up against a $1 billion company. It's not really much of a competition, especially when Microsoft is coming in with brute force and a desire to do really well in an industry that has lots of potential. I can not only recon can place in enemy territory. Did we lose? Oh, we lost that line. Oh, damn.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind pulling back? If you could get that outpost around that other really awesome spawn you have.
That would be miles back, Kevin. I can't put it anywhere over here anymore.
Alright.
None of this is all no-go. We've lost the line. I guess love wasn't on time this time. You can get Paramount Plus in Canada. It's $5.99 a month. Okay, thank you. So you can get it here. I just wasn't sure because I wouldn't buy it because I don't see any value in it. But I do appreciate the details on that because, you know, sometimes I just don't know on these things.
Yeah.
But,
well, you have so much information, right? Like, the idea that you don't have mine, whatever, right?
God, I spent so long looking over, like, the logistics of all this purchase and stuff today. I was just like, ugh.
Right?
Because I'm like, what is the first thing I'm going to hear? Oh, I forgot to link my live stream to my pal because he was like, I wanted to hear what the chat was about. I'm like, everybody's going to be asking about the Bungie thing. Oops. Told him I was going to forget. Told him. Yeah, let's see what else there is. Question-wise, we are totally missing on questions. Game Pass on PlayStation. I could see eventually. I believe that's also what Microsoft is trying to pressure PlayStation to do, is to allow them to have Game Pass on PlayStation, because they don't care about console sales. They just want subscription sales. That's how Microsoft makes money, so they don't care.
Wouldn't that be really bending the knee to Microsoft, though? Because that would be Game Pass, like, what would it be? Sony buying, you know, I don't know, the rights to sell it, or would it be Microsoft making the money off of PlayStation players if they want to buy it?
Yep, they'd be Microsoft making boatloads of money off of Sony's system, and yeah, PlayStation definitely wouldn't like that. Why buy? So Sony makes like 30% on each sale. So does Microsoft. You know, when people buy stuff on the Xbox, it's 30%. So, you know, why would you buy MLB The Show on PlayStation when you can just get it through Game Pass on PlayStation?
Yeah.
So that's 30% they miss out on. So there's a lot of money to be lost, and a lot of people associating, hey, all these games that I'm paying like nothing for with Xbox, and that weakens the PlayStation brand. Like, there's a lot of reasons why. I got an outpost behind the spawn, by the way, the objective, but
Thank you very much.
you know, there's a lot of things where it kind of be like, Sony does not want this. Xbox wants that, but you know, Sony doesn't want that because it weakens their position in the industry. And they're probably kind of worried. I mean, I would be. I mean, your top selling games on your console just got bought by your competitor, and we know they're going to be exclusive. Like, come on. Anyone that really understands the business knows that COD's going to be exclusive eventually. As soon as they can do it.
Isn't that basically what that announcement is about? Is that they're gonna honor the last little bit of that contract, and then from there it's not exclusive anymore?
Essentially, because I guess we didn't really chat much about it since, have we? But that is kind of the gist of it. Is from what I've heard, the contract goes 2022, 2023, and then 2023 Warzone 2, and then it's just done. And then from there on, whether it's a COD in 24 or a COD in 25, depending on if they stop doing the, the yearly releases, that will be exclusive going forward. Wait, we lost that position again? Oh no, we lost my outpost. Oh, god damn it. We gotta walk. Enlisted is gorgeous, but it's slow paced. Oh, that's fair. Is Kevin gonna buy a PlayStation?
I would like to. I don't know. I would want to own every console at some point, but I'm not really in a rush to get one.
Our deploy location has been overrun. Wow, they are taking it to us, eh?
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of turned around on us out of nowhere.
Guess I should spawn at the logging camp. They'll need the reinforcements. Can't wait for CODs to come to Game Pass. I'm excited for the older CODs to come to Game Pass so we can do streams on these old titles. Call of Duty 2, Kevin. Call of Duty 2.
Yeah, exactly, right?
We'll do like a World at War stream, Call of Duty 3. We'll do it in advance. We'll be like, hey, we're doing a COD night. Download it and come play and stuff. And hopefully we can get people to go and do it. But yeah, it's Game Pass is going to open up a lot of doors and opportunities. And oh, yeah, if you guys didn't know, my Halo Infinite package arrived today. So that video should be up there.
Nice.
Big box, Kevin.
What all did you get for it?
What?
What all did you get in your Halo Infinite package?
Oh, they gotta watch the video unboxing for that, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
But it was I think the biggest box I've gotten so far. It was pretty large. Not in terms of like what was in it, but it was like just size wise, it was a very, very big box. Yeah.
You get your in-game thing?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I emailed them asking about it, so I think I can talk about at least this. So I was supposed to get, from what I understand, custom armor in the game.
Right.
But when I scan the QR code on the custom armor, it takes me to like some streaming website. I was really confused. I was like, what does this mean? But you get what I mean, right? Like, it just takes you to some random site and you're just like, I don't understand the context of this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that means it's like it unlocks some sort of streaming thing I can use or other people can use when I stream. I sent my my PR person an email. I was just like, I don't understand this, so I'm kind of waiting to hear back on what that is. So that should be interesting. But the other stuff was really cool. Yeah. Pretty majestic. When will that video come out? I'm hoping for tomorrow morning. Hello there. You miss playing The Division, you never played the first one. I'd check it out on the Series X. It's 4K 60, so it looks good, plays very well. Something about Kevin sounds like he's playing in his closet. Again, the big issue is that the Xbox game bar is not working on the on my PC. Like a lot of my, I would call them essential critical PC components, are just not functioning. They just crash when I try to start them. Photos doesn't work. Videos works again. Like movies and TV app, that was broken beforehand, and then in trying to fix that, I guess I broke other stuff like the photos and other things. The game bar was broken. Or no, the movies and TVs app was broken, and then the game bar broke, and then trying to fix the game bar, it broke photos, kind of sticky notes, and like anything that's like hard baked into Windows just completely is broken on my PC. So I'm kind of waiting for them to maybe put out an update. Because, you know, Microsoft, that software company worth trillions, they, sometimes they put out those updates that just break things. But, you know, it's any $1 trillion company it could happen to, you know? I mean, they
that's
totally
why it sounds so distant. No.
What?
I was just thinking, that's why it sounds so distant. No.
Yeah. But don't worry, Kevin's only partially in the closet.
Yeah.
There we go.
I could come out any day now. We're still waiting. No, I'm just...
Any day. I've heard you've got a friend in the closet too. Actually, I don't know if these jokes are appropriate even anymore. We're just gonna steer clear of these.
Alright.
Anyways, Kevin is in some kind of physical space that makes him sound like he's in an expansive area. Just, you know, pretend Kevin's where you want him to be, and then just go from there.
I could be hanging out with you right now. No, I don't know.
Exactly. I wouldn't worry about it. But someday the game bar will work again, and Kevin will sound differently randomly one day. 70 billion on Spyro, 0 for the Xbox PC app. It's not just the Xbox app. It's like my like I would call them critical Windows pieces because they're baked into the goddamn operating system that aren't working. It's just like I can't fix it. I've tried so many different things and it's just Windows that is busted again. But yeah. Like I have done hard PowerShell removal of stuff and tried to reinstall things and it just does not work. Kills me on the inside, but it, you know, it's just how it is. Lego Star Wars comes with alternate Obi-Wan digitally. Ooh. If it comes on disc, it comes with actual Lego Luke? No way. I know you're curious to see what's in the box. That's why we tease it and then we release the video and people go, what? Although I gotta say, I don't know if it was just YouTube today, but my videos bombed today. I was like, oh, that's
really?
disappointing. Yep. It's a real sucks to suck scenario.
I think it was yesterday or the day before Xbox Live parties were doing the hurt.
Were they?
Yeah, did you see anything on that?
No, I didn't hear anything about
No,
that.
okay.
If it's not one thing, it's another, right?
Me and a couple friends, we were shut down for the whole day. And it was actually funny. I killed 2 guys in DayZ, and I could hear them trying to communicate on game chat, and it totally gave them away.
Sucks to suck.
You suck, yeah.
Like the Gunk. Oh, that was the suckiest game we've ever played. That is a gem of a live stream, by the way, guys. A gem of a live stream. There was a lot of sucking, a lot of pipes, a lot of blowing in that game.
If the jokes were half as good as they sounded, you guys should check it out.
It was very humorous.
Yeah.
You haven't heard from Kevin in like 3 weeks, Laurie? Wow.
Wow.
I think Kevin is fine.
I think we've... it's been, what, like half a week plus, maybe? Not too long ago, since we last played.
I don't know. I think Laurie's been a way longer, so it's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just didn't hear you in a while, I think would be the thing. But you were here not too long ago.
Yeah. And I missed you too, Laurie. Don't you like worry about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to... Maybe can I put an outpost over here? I mean, I don't think mine way over there is helping at all. It's not the best spot because it's a closer spawn. This area looks like depressing. It's
Right?
just, like, so blown apart and like eerie looking.
Siegfried Line, the push into Germany.
Sure.
Sure.
Why not? I destroyed an enemy outpost. Hell yeah. We're taking back the Siegfried Line. Do I want to punish my teammate, Kevin? Yes or no?
Absolutely. If that's artillery firing on you, that's so bad.
Okay,
Sorry.
I punished him. What were my final thoughts on the Gunk? It was enjoyable, a little short, but I think the concept was kind of stretched to its maximum. It was a fun time. I would say overall it was a worth play if you want something really easygoing. If you're looking for something with like a lot of substance and depth, or like difficult puzzles, that game is not that. If you want a, you know, just under 4 hour kind of walking around, sucking things up kind of game, it is exactly that. I would say it's fine overall. It was enjoyable. It was worth playing. I don't think there's any replay value in it, but it was all right.
Early game of the year candidate?
I would say I would give it the award for suckiest game of the year.
Yes.
And that's not in a bad way. That Ranny sure can suck it up. And sometimes blow, too. Is this a World War II walking sim? Sometimes. Kevin's just like, ah!
So it begins. No, I'm joking. No.
Kevin kills me. If we miss any comments, let me know, but I think we're caught up now. Okay, we have almost captured the Siegfried line. I guess one officer really can make a difference out there.
No, really can. I actually think you're a fine officer running around. You're looking for the best outposts.
It's what I do. I build and save lives. Am I the
They
type
have
of
a
person?
tank on the other side of the river just dunking on us, though.
Yeah. Am I the type of person that should be protecting the galaxy? Nay, I'm the only type of person that can protect the galaxy. Ugh. Did you see they did a part 2 to that for Austin Powers and Mass Effect?
Oh, did they? Man, you gotta send that to me.
Yeah, they did that, and there's one with Mr. Bean and Cyberpunk. just losing. But yeah, no, he's back in Mass Effect. It was actually pretty funny. I got shot. He's right above you, Kevin. Right above you.
I got the one.
I gotta let it go. Did I finish it all in one stream? I did. I try to do that when I can in the streams, and then I can post them as a walkthrough on my site. It's pretty smart to double up on my content. Yeah. It's what I do.
I had a really good buddy try Cyberpunk for the first time, and I was like, oh, I keep like hearing that, like I'd probably enjoy it. Like, tell me what it's like. And he was like, it's still got the bugs that like he saw from like videos and that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, said there's like this first spot where like after the first mission you do where you're walking out with like a friend or something like that, and everyone's like T-posing on the street in the cinematic.
See, I have never seen the T-posing thing. Was he on a Series S?
Actually, no, he's on last gen, so that could
Oh,
very well
no.
be.
Do not play that game on last gen.
No, it should be a next gen only almost.
It should have been next gen only. I mean, obviously they weren't gonna miss out on all that cash, but like,
Yeah.
I would not play that on a last gen console. Again, like, it is completely fine to play that on next gen, but yeah, do not play that on the Xbox One or the One X. Maybe the One X. I don't know about the One X, but do not play that on the Xbox One.
It's interesting because like everything I've heard about it, I was asking him, and he had like his brother in telling him like what to do in the game, and I was like, "What can you do?" And they were like giving me like anything you want, and I'm like, "Okay, there's no way it's like that depth or whatever," but maybe.
No, you can. You just wander around. It's like GTA kind of, but like Cyberpunk
Is it?
and I don't know. It's not as bad as people say it is. There's a lot of things they need to fix, but apparently that update is coming real soon. I've heard like February or March it's actually going to be dropping. So
What a big update for it, fixing patching or something like
they're
that.
gonna. I guess they took their time. They delayed it as the devs asked for it, and they're gonna do this as like a big relaunch for the game on next gen. So yeah, there was in the PlayStation Store somebody that data mines the PlayStation Store. They came across a PS5 edition box art for Cyberpunk, and that's where we have the info that it's coming soon. So it sounds like a pretty big overhaul.
So if there's ever a time to get into it.
Yeah, that'll be the big next gen update is a good time. Although I think right now you can keep getting the game. Maybe physically it sounds like in the States for like $10. I don't know about Canada, but if you see it on sale for $30 again, I would probably pick it up, digitally. And then when they do the big update, obviously you'll get that for free and whatnot. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, and speaking of GTA, I went and tried San Andreas. Like I just did it on the cloud streaming, but I didn't see the issues with it.
You didn't see all the bugs and the problems, Kevin? You think they
No,
were
not-
over exaggerated? Oh,
A little bit. Like honestly, I'm still doing my playthrough. I just got CJ ripped again. Like it was fine, and like I'm listening, and it's like nothing that I know of has been cut out yet. Like I just did the first little part, like. But yeah, fine.
Are you playing on performance mode or resolution there?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't even look. I was streaming it, so whatever the cloud will let me do.
No, I would see if you can change it to performance mode. The higher frame rate is quite nice in that one.
Is it? Okay. I like. It looks good. Like, I don't know.
There you go, guys. Kevin goes against the crowd. How do you get
Right.
a tank, Kevin?
You have to go armored squad to be able to drive it. At the HQs, there'll be a light tank, a recon tank, and a medium tank, and the medium tank's usually at the center HQ, and those just spawn there after every so while, so you can grab those. But if not, get your tank commander to ask the commander for a specific tank, and he'll drop it in at the HQ you're at.
Unless he doesn't like you.
Sorry?
Unless the commander doesn't like you.
Yeah, unless the commander isn't talking, then you're waiting. But if the commander's not talking, you're probably going to lose your match.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Sony buying Bungie? Meh. I want to know your
Meh.
thoughts on liking the stream. Subscribing's good as well. Donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, Patreon option. Streaming all the time. So much fun. Too much fun. That's what I hear a lot of, Kevin. Too much fun.
Too much fun. Well, that's it. You gotta like the stream and let us know in the comments. Like, was it the most fun you've had probably this week? Because I'm willing to bet it will be. You know?
Except for that time with the sucking.
Yeah, well, yeah, nothing will beat that.
That was
Some would
comedy
say
at its
the
best.
experience will blow you away.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
There was even these like things, these eyes, these kind of like long shafted things that kind of like squish out of the ground, and you'd have to get up close to them and suck them and pull them off in order to destroy them.
Wow.
It was one of the
I'm
most
just gonna say, I
suggestive
think I'd be
games
a
I've ever
master
played.
at that game, dude. No,
It's from the creators of Steampunk, the SteamWorld games. So I remember those ones being a lot more cuddly and friendly. But maybe there was deeper tones I was missing. This is a really slow approach on taking this position.
oh, we're kind of in a weird spot. If we don't take this and they end up taking our other spot, like, I think all momentum's lost and we get pushed back. I kind of think this is the match right here.
Hopes and dreams of all the Covenant rest upon us dying right there on that pile.
Alright?
You don't like your life? Well, hopefully your life can improve. Just got to be positive.
Yeah.
You never heard of Bungie? They make these cords that you can fly off of things. There you go.
They were really big in, like, 2005. No, it was...
Yeah, they definitely reached their peak. Would I say I'm now a pro at sucking? Well, you know, I've never sucked so much in my life, and you know, when I got that like upgraded Dyson like sucker, I really felt that I was hitting a new level of suckery, and you know, I sucked and I blew for like 3-4 hours, and it was a great time. You know, I had a lot of fun. I think everybody that was a part of the experience had a good time. And I think the Gunk will be a very measured experience that we will cherish the euphoria for a very long time.
So get this straight, you suck and blow to get the gunk out, right?
No, you suck the Gunk, and sometimes there's machines and things you have to blow. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
You suck up the Gunk, and then you suck these like ball type things, and you pull them out of the ground to destroy them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna be really good at that game. No.
I think it could be your favorite next title. It's all about Game Pass. Most fun you've had in the last 15-20 seconds at least? That's what we like to hear. Sony buying Bungie seems forced. I wouldn't say forced, but it definitely seems like a little bit of a desperation play to try to carve out a little bit of the industry while they can. Hello there, Keith. Welcome. Someone invested 2,000 hours in Destiny. There are many good exotics behind paywalls. So, see, that's the thing. It's free to start, basically. Destiny, you would say. For me, the biggest thing that they kind of lost me on, a lot of interest-wise, is when they started removing content that you pay for from the game. And I know it's like, oh, it's to keep the size down, or oh, it's blah blah blah. But you can't, like, Kevin can't go and play Destiny for the first time, like Destiny 2, and experience the story that I experienced when I first played Destiny 2. The original narrative is gone. I think what three or four of the DLCs that made up that story are also gone. So Kevin would have to like watch a video or read online what happened in Destiny 2's story because you literally can't play it anymore.
Sorry, I ran into that issue. My one buddy wanted me to play Destiny very. Oh, did I lose you?
No, you're still here.
Oh, sorry, I thought I wasn't sure. But yeah, my one buddy really wanted me to play Destiny with him, and he was so excited to have me do it. And
He was telling me all about the storyline, and it was that Beyond Light part or whatever we started on, and yeah, he was quite disappointed explaining to me that I wasn't getting even from the start of the game. I was getting literally at the DLC. And what I always thought was funny with Destiny is they make you grind for your light level or your power level or whatever. And then at the next DLC, they'll raise everyone up close to that max level, and then you gotta grind again. Like it's a total constant grind.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
remember.
sure obviously you'll win with that.
Did you play Destiny 1 at all?
I played like very little of it. I wasn't so big into that one.
I remember doing a strike 5 times in a row to try to get something better, and I got like an elbow pad that was like a slight improvement over what I had, and I was like, this is not worth my time. Because I feel like those strikes took like an hour each, and I was just like, this is the worst grind of my life. It just wasn't fun. Like there was just no enjoyment in it. Like it's a beautiful, beautiful game franchise, but they make these choices that like don't interest me. And when you hear people spending like thousands of hours playing it, it's like, okay, good, you got your value out of it, but like you could have gotten so much more progress doing like you could have finished with 2,000 hours. You could have finished like what 100 games that take like a couple hours, like you could have
Yeah.
you could have put that time into so many other projects or other things, in your life that would have been a little bit more rewarding and less grindy for you.
I could see if I was up there at any point, if I was near the top level, then maybe grinding, to stay at the top, but I never hit that point, so like to catch all the way up, and it kind of almost an issue I had with World of Warcraft when I was playing is you do kind of get left behind if you're not the max level in that game. Like someone could even come down and help you, but it's like, oh hey, I'm gonna do this raid, so they'll hop on their high level character. And I had the same thing with Destiny, that a lot of my buddies that were playing it were like, oh yeah, no, we'll help you like get up there and level and all this stuff, and they'd end up ditching me halfway through the night to go do their max level stuff, and yeah, it never piqued my interest. I already sold my soul to the grind of War Thunder anyway, so
that's the real grind that never ends. No, it's just like I really liked the idea of Destiny. I really wanted to get into the idea of Destiny, but the more I played it, the more I've seen over the years, the less I like of what Destiny has to offer. What the hell was this? We drove this car and I just got shot. Oh my god. But it's just like, I don't know, I usually do the story stuff and I'm like, okay, that was it, and then I'm just done. And the story stuff is so lazy in that game, and I don't know why people defend it so much. Like, you literally kill this, it's like, oh my god, he's back, and it's like, he's a red phantom. So the guy you killed is now like a red phantom character that you have to kill again. And it's just like, oh, it's the enemies, but they're nightmares, so they're all shaded and black, and oh no, the nightmares have mutated, so it's the same enemies, but now they're white lighted, and it's like, this is stupid. Like they
sorry.
No, it's just like they couldn't be bothered to make anything new. They just like rehash the same crap and sell it to people, and I'm just like, okay.
What kind of killed it for me a little bit too was the characters. Like I hate Ghost. Ghost sucks. I would not hang out with Ghost at all.
He's terrible.
Yeah, he's uber annoying. The one, that Beyond Light thing I was doing or whatever, where you have the darkness, and he's like, "Oh no, you have the darkness," and there's literally that spot where you're fighting the big queen. I can't remember her name, but like, yeah, your character's getting frozen up, and what's it? Ghost comes up to you and he's like, I should help you, but I can't. And then you end up using the darkness to break out. But I was just like laughing, like, why am I hanging out with this guy? He was literally going to leave me, because of this. Like, he's not my friend at all, man.
No, he was way better than was it Peter Dinklage or Dinklage? Yeah, kind of voiced the ghost. A lot more gravitas and a lot more style and actual performance was present than with that character. There was a lot more depth to Ghost, but I guess they were too cheap to keep paying him, so oh well.
Oh, well, right.
Not much you can do about it, but like, again, I think Destiny is one of the best looking games out there, but the gameplay for me is just no fun. And I just do not care about the PvP stuff. I know a lot of people seem to be really passionate about the PvP, but it feels really generic, and I just don't care about it. Like, it can be fun, but it's kind of like, it's just not really for me.
It ended up being my favorite part of the game, doing the PvP stuff, which I didn't really dabble with it too much, but the little bit I played, like, yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed that the most.
There you go, guys. And now, knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Grinding in the Division feels better than Destiny. Well, at least you're getting rewarded in the Division, I guess. They're quite spongy. Like, I don't know why people have so many issues with the Division. I think it's a fantastic franchise. I really love those games. I think they're neat stories. It's fun. It's engaging. Beautiful environments. But, yeah. MCC? Well, yeah, of course, we never left MCC, or at least I haven't. I do feel that there's probably going to be exclusivity around Destiny stuff, even though they've said it's not going to, but I feel like that's probably going to happen. You are blurping out, Kevin.
Oh, I'm blurp. Oh, sorry.
Gotta turn off these notifications.
Oh, that's what that was? Oh, okay, that's like my
Yeah,
controller going. Okay. Yeah. The game I'm playing right now, it's hell let loose. You walk around and shoot some stuff. I'm being gracious about my deaths and sorrow, so that Kevin doesn't feel too bad.
No, I was actually gonna ask you, how's your experience so far? I've seen you get a couple kills.
It was going really well until the rest of my team was just absolutely useless and wasn't able to hold anything and just gave away all of the good positions I gave us. Somebody's popular tonight.
Right? Oh man, it's go figure when we're streaming.
And it sucks not having the game bar work because it's so much easier for all of us.
Oh right. I was actually a little like, aw, when I saw you send me the invite on Discord. I knew right away like we had to do it, but it was like, oh man, this again, Like...
I don't know when this is gonna be fixed, to be honest. Like, I have no idea. It's one of those things where it's just kind of like broken until they fix it, and there's literally nothing I can do. Yeah. Series X and play FPS Boost. Oh, FPS Boost is so awesome. Do I pre-order games? Nope. Sucks so hard you almost passed out. Oh, you know it. You need an adult. You're ready for Dying Light 2. I hope you enjoy it, Larry. It's coming soon. But anyways, to talk about the Destiny stuff. Like, basically what they were doing is it's like legacy vault content, so they would just remove huge chunks of the game. And they would just be like, oh, it's to save storage, or the game's getting too big. The game is still, like, hugely bloated. But it was just kind of like literally you can't play half of what Destiny 2 is anymore. It's just gone. Gone forever. Yeah, they moved on. They made 343 for a reason. Exactly. Kevin is transforming into a robot. Accurate. Accurate. And again, it's just like, it's a weird purchase to make, and it's an overly expensive purchase to make. This game is a paid game. You have to buy this one. It costs money, guys. Shocking, I know, but yeah. But hey, that's life. Well, you know, again, I feel in The Division I'm actually getting stuff, and I'm actually finishing a story, and I don't feel pressured to have to grind in order. See, the thing that I hate in games is artificial barriers that prevent you from doing things. I remember in Destiny, I had an issue where I couldn't keep playing because my armor wasn't high enough, so I had to grind to be able to go and play some story stuff, and I hate that. And the Division 2 DLC, the Warlords one, is also guilty of that, because I can't beat... So I beat the whole DLC, except for the final boss guy, because they lock you, so you have to level up 3 times before you can go and fight the final guy. I think you need to be level 40, and I'm like 37, and I was just like, this is no fun. I think eventually doing enough videos over time in the Division 2 I'll probably be high enough level to do it, but like... Yeah, it's just, I hate when they do that. I don't like it.
See, like, with War Thunder, which is an absolute horrible grind to get top tier, the one thing I like is if they do end up adding out, I don't know, some new tank, but they're kind of stalling out on, like, tanks they can bring out. But at least when you hit top tier, you are top tier, and usually when they add tanks, it's somewhere in the lower tier that, okay, I can go back and try get this one if I'm interested in it. And that was the one thing that kind of was meh with Destiny that I was already talking about, is I don't like that it's a constant grind. You can become the most powerful character, but give it 5-6 months, you know, and then you're going to be back down with everybody else.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't like artificial grinds like that, and I just don't think it's fun. I actually, you know, I deleted Destiny right off my hard drive. I'll have to reinstall it when The Witch comes out, assuming I'm going to review The Witch DLC or whatever that is. But it's like, I don't know, I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, this is a huge waste of space. I just don't enjoy playing this, and I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of it. And I haven't really, like, I actually forgot that I deleted Destiny, because I was like, oh, I can make a Series S video of this pretty quickly, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have the game downloaded. I'm like, I'm not going to download 90 gigs again. Oh crap. I don't know, it's just like... It's just an odd game. But yeah, I probably will cover the Witch DLC just because it's something to cover and it gets views, but probably do streams of that. It's just like, it's not... It's got issues. I loved... What was it? The Shadowkeep. The first hour of the Shadowkeep DLC was so cool. Because it was all new and it was action-packed, and then it was just like, okay, back to grinding stuff you've already done, and I was just like, boo. Boo.
I did get a kick out of Destiny, though. I'm sure you noticed it, but there's a lot of Halo noises, like the lifts and stuff like that.
Oh, the enemies are just copy and pasted from Halo. It's basically Halo, but it's open world stuff. Or, sorry, hub-like worlds. Like, literally, like, the big Mars-type creatures were the brutes. The alien robots were the jackals. The, trying to look at the other enemies in that game. Like, they were literally just... Oh, and the guys that move weird, I don't know, they look like giant bird monster things. They have lots of arms. Those are just elites. Like, it's literally, like, again, copy and pasting. But, yeah, that's literally all those enemies are, is you could look at every enemy and be like, oh, that's that character from Halo, but just turned into this, which was fine. It makes sense, but it was kind of like, this isn't that original. I'm gonna laugh out of it. Post-pandemic New York? Yeah, it'd be pretty sketchy at this point. How would I say the action pace is on a scale of 1 to 10 on this? In this game specifically, action scale. Kevin, what would you rate this game 1 to 10 on action? With 10 being like, oh my god, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Commando in that montage killing everybody, to 1 being, I'm painting a wall.
I'm painting a wall. Okay. I think 2 different answers. I think overall action scale probably a 6. because there is a lot of downtime in between combat. Out of combat, I would say 1 to 2, because you're going from point A to point B, unless you like the nervous tension of where they are and stuff like that, which I don't mind. In combat, I'd give it an 8 or a 9. Like, if you're in the thick of the fight and fighting for the command post and in the fight, it's a great, it's great action, great weapon noises. You shouldn't want to get shot, or you're going to be sitting there for 30 seconds. Like, I don't know. It's got a steep learning curve. I kind of think it's funny. I do like the joke that if you suck at this game, you're going to see no action, because you're going to make horrible decisions. You're going to stand up in an open field and get shot, or, like, I don't know. You got to want to survive. If you like DayZ combat with friends, which I know not everyone's had, it's a quicker form of that combat, because you're not going to get punished with an hour and a half of trying to get back to your body.
There you go, guys. Now you know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. Bum, 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 bum. Actually, do I have battery finally? Yeah, full battery. I haven't had full battery on my phone in like 2 or 3 days. It's just laziness.
That's funny.
It's hard to say. But what else is there? You think Sony did it to get some leverage? Again, keep in mind that this deal has been in production for 5 months, so it's not really any sort of retaliation or leverage in comparison to the Activision deal, but I do imagine there was a sort of knowledge that they're like, oh my god, Activision is looking at selling, we need something. But I really don't feel like this purchase gives Sony any leverage in any field. I know Phil Spencer plays a lot of it, and he congratulated Sony on buying them, but like, I don't know if he even really cares from a business perspective. Maybe on a personal level, he's like, but again, they had the chance to buy them for less. Like, literally, before this PlayStation deal went through, and Microsoft said no, so I don't think they saw any value in it. Because keep in mind, it's like half the price of Bethesda. And I know they make, decent revenue and stuff, but it's like a dying game with a single IP and like a huge staff that you have to pay. Like 1,000 members are part of that staff. It's a huge team. Sure, you can like pump out like new games, but obviously they haven't done that. They've done like 2 games in 12 years. Would it be 12? No, it wouldn't be 12 years. When did they release Destiny 1? 2013. When did they release Destiny 1? Let me look this up. I'm actually kind of curious.
Wow, weren't we in high school? Like,
I think we were just done high school. Destiny 1 release date. 2014, so 6, 7, 8. So in 8 years, they released 2 games. That's actually not bad considering the scale of them. It feels longer. Oh, no. That wouldn't count, though, because you'd have to count the years it took them to make Destiny, right?
Yeah.
So when did Bungie leave Microsoft? Date. So they left in 2007, but they kept doing individual projects and stuff after that. So if their last project with Microsoft was Reach in 2010, and they supported updates for like a year or 2, they probably worked on Destiny since 2011, 2012. So 8, 9. So about we'll kind of round it. We'll just say it's been a decade, and they put out 2 games that have released. It just seems, I don't know. It just seems minimal, right? That's my thing. I don't see the whole lot of value in that cost.
It was very small, and I think like we both agreed that it's just something you didn't really care about. It was like, okay, so what?
Like I really, don't think I could have cared less this morning when I got up. I was just like, oh, okay. I was just lying in bed and I was like, huh, alright. Because it was like, oh, PlayStation bought someone. I was like, oh, who did they buy? And I went and looked and I was just like, Bungie? I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
It was really weird. I just, like, I really didn't, I wasn't, like, numb from shock. I was just, huh, okay, that's interesting. Like, I didn't have any sort of real reaction to it. I actually kind of was just like, should I keep texting people or just go back to bed? I was just like, I don't know. It was weird. It was just like, I literally, like, again, you know, you asked me like a year ago, 2 years ago, before these purchases Xbox was making, I'd be like, I can't believe they actually bought Bungie. I'd be shocked. But now it feels like small time, like really, really small time. It's like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Like, PlayStation's buying a mom and pop shop, and Xbox is buying like Safeway or Walmart or something. I guess Walmart would be a better option. You know, it's like, oh, they're buying Jeff's convenience store on the corner, Sony. You know, and then Microsoft's like, oh, well, we're buying Walmart, so there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's kind of, like, I think a fair scale between the two, right? Like, it's just...
Yeah.
I don't know, we're in an age, like I've mentioned, for the last year, probably 2 years now or something, I've been saying, we are in an age of consolidation. If you think this is the end, you are mistaken. There will be more purchases that will come. These companies, they want IP, they want to buy these companies before other companies buy them. The industry has matured, it has grown, and it has shown that it's pandemic proof. It has shown that there is a lot of money in this industry, and we've got investors and we've got companies that want to start buying things and want to start kind of, you know, going after these other companies to increase their value and to make more money in the future, because the future is in gaming. So it's we are in just a locked battle that we are going to lose eventually, aren't we?
Yes.
Like, this is just a determined loss at this point. Like, we had the momentum like 40 minutes ago, and this is just 100% a loss here unless we come up with a huge swing out of our asses in like a couple minutes here, because there's only 6 minutes left. Microsoft has huge studios, or huge potential for new stuff. Yeah, they do. They really do. We are going to be in a golden age of Xbox here. This is going to be far better than the time during the 360 when Xbox was doing really well. This is far beyond the scope of that. And, you know, some people will be like, oh, you're just, you know, excited about the Xbox brand, blah, blah, blah. And I know, I actually am very excited about the Xbox brand. There is so much they can do with this quantity of businesses, and you're going to get it all at an insane value with Game Pass. Like, we could get to the point here where we're getting like a game a month releasing from Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Sorry, like you would have to totally take that into account, because I know you happily work with both like companies and that, right?
I
like
do.
PlayStation, Xbox. Yeah, they're both good, right? Like, so
Yeah.
you know, all the fun there. Like, if I was to throw myself out that, yeah, I would have to say I'm a little bit biased. I think everyone should just be gaming in that. And would I get a PlayStation? Yeah, like, I'm not totally sold to Xbox. It just happened to be all my friends had Xboxes, so I got an Xbox, and I guess there you could say I ended up on Team Xbox, but I'm just happy for gaming itself. But yeah, I could see like where people were hyping up the Bungie purchase, because let's face it, if you're a total PlayStation fanboy, you know, like, you want to see them do well, and you would want to hype up any little thing they do, right? So I could see it, and it just, I don't know if I would agree that if my opinion would be more biased from a bias point, that yeah, I still don't see where it matters for Bungie, at least. And if you were a big Destiny fan on Xbox, like you said it yourself, if you're a content creator on Xbox for Destiny, yeah, I could see where you would be worried, right? Like,
Oh, I definitely would be worried.
yeah, but other than that, like, yeah, I don't see where it affects me, like, at all.
No,
You
I
know?
won't in the slightest. And I mean, everybody has inherent biases about things, but it's not like you're on Twitter in the trenches of the console wars, and
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, I'm not, out there. That's my joke earlier. I'm not going to be out there telling everyone how irrelevant Bungie games are, like,
because they are guys. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah. I would think, obviously, nowhere near the same business perspective as you. I don't understand it near as much as you, but like business and bias perspective, yeah, I just don't see where it's that big of a deal myself either. Like,
Yeah, it really doesn't impact things. Whereas like Activision being bought by Xbox, like okay, so first off, when Bethesda was bought by Xbox, and they added those games on Game Pass, I had my highest view day like ever, and I gained a huge amount of subscribers. Like you guys really also could look at it from my perspective that these deals like really solidify like my potential for growth and stuff. And it's like it's a good thing for me from my perspective seeing this stuff. So you might see that there's a bias there maybe, I don't know, but I'm just like awesome, with this Call of Duty being an Xbox title. I'm not gonna miss out on those press care packages. I'm gonna have more people viewing videos because it's on Game Pass. Like there's a lot of different angles that these purchases kind of do. Like from some perspective be like, oh, I'm never like, look at it from this, you're a regular player, you love Call of Duty, you left Xbox from the 360 era to PS4 because, well, you like Call of Duty, a casual fan, that's just what you play, and now it's going to be on Xbox. Well, you're probably going to buy an Xbox. Or like, wow, I can get an Xbox and I don't have to pay for Call of Duty, and I can get a Series S for way less than I bought a PlayStation, PS5, way less than I buy it for the Series X, and I can literally just play COD on it, and I just pay the subscription. Like I don't have to pay, the full amount for this game every year, and it's just like, you can see why some of this stuff is really enticing for people, and you need to look at things from different perspectives, right? Like, we don't play Destiny, so we don't care. My one pal, he loves Destiny. He, like, normally, we talk a little bit about acquisitions when they happen, but he straight up, like, messaged me. He's like, what is going on here? Like, what is this? He's like, they're not going to take anything. And I'm like, oh, sweet summer child, just like Xbox with Bethesda and blah, blah, blah. Like,
you got a PlayStation if you love Destiny. That's plain and simple, right? Like,
yeah, it's the same thing. Like, I always get told, and you probably always get told, you want to play Spider-Man, you buy PlayStation. If you want to play The Elder Scrolls, you want to play Starfield, you want to play Call of Duty, you want to play Overwatch, buy an Xbox, or PC, or play off your phone. See, it's a little less limiting than just buying a PlayStation, right? Like, I don't know why the PC community wouldn't be thrilled every time Xbox buys a company. If anything, they're getting more games because everything's going to launch day and date on PC too.
That's actually funny you mention that because a lot of my Destiny friends that play are on their PC, and they were the ones a little worried about it because throwing out that it wouldn't be on PlayStation if it is a PlayStation. I'm sorry, it wouldn't be on PC if it's a PlayStation exclusive, would it?
They're starting to embrace PC. They had their most successful game yet on PC with God of War that released. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the numbers are really good for God of War on PC. We need to make a big push right now.
Yeah.
We've got like a minute left. I gotta get shot up here, but it's like, yeah, like you're saying though, Kevin, right? It's like, I would be kind of worried. I mean, I don't know if they'll go after PC players specifically. They have promised that things will be kind of left as is for that game. They have said that more specifically than Xbox has said anything about like Activision or COD. But it's like, I still would be like, well, you don't spend, we say this all the time, you don't spend billions of dollars to give your competition your games.
Yeah.
Why would you? Well,
it's though. If you were to look at it at a non-biased level, though, I think anyone could agree that the Activision Blizzard and Bethesda purchase, I would say, it affects a way larger pool of people, though.
Well, Skyrim's like what, in the top 10 selling games of all time?
Right? Like,
can we say Warcraft, the biggest deal here, though, was that Minecraft for 4 billion was a complete steal of a purchase.
Yeah, right.
Like, holy, did Microsoft get a good deal on that? Because they paid 4 billion a long time ago. But damn.
One of the best. Actually, isn't it still the best-selling game ever?
Yeah, it's still the best-selling game ever. Do we need to find a new lobby, or is this still going to be healthy going into the next match?
We'll have to see. I think we might have to find a new lobby.
Alright, but for now, you guys need to stay in our lobby by liking the stream. Subscribing's great as well. Donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member, alternatively patron option. Streaming all the time. So much fun. You need to come in and teach Joelle how to do the the combination things. Because I was trying to like prompt her, and it was just like...
That's...
we did...
Well, I find either you be up for a line, and I get to do the banter back and forth, or if you're just doing it, I want to be the hype man in the background, like, oh! No.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, we're gonna need a new lobby.
Alright, let's back out then. Because I was like meaning to work on that, but we did. I had Joelle in because we were talking about the new Elder Scrolls Online expansion got announced.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing. I don't know if you. Okay, I have this error on my screen that I can't get rid of.
That's interesting. I got it. I had it popped up, and I just hit A, and it disappeared.
Yeah, when I press A, it opens up the flap to my friends list.
Ah.
Okay, I gotta restart the game. But yeah, so Elder Scrolls Online, they're doing High Isle, which is gonna be the historic legacy of the Bretons, and it's gonna be like a political intrigue kind of story, I guess.
Interesting. Well, isn't it like, as I understood, the Bretons are like half human, half elves?
Yeah.
That's why they have like, higher magic and that? Yeah.
But we don't... I guess we never heard anything really about their legacy. We've been to their, like, one of their cities, but we haven't ever, like, learned about their past, really. So she's like, it's gonna be really interesting. So I had her on the stream, because, you know, they did the big trailer showcase, and it was like, oh, well, let's do a stream and talk about it. And I was just like, we need to work on these transition chats and stuff.
No.
Because we got it nailed. We have it nailed down. But yeah. Bonjour, Matt. Hello there. Skyrim was a huge chunk for your life. Spider-Man is a fantastic game. I wish that was on PC. We have to use the Windows Store? You don't have to use the Windows Store. Or are you talking about Game Pass? I bet you any money all the time that Xbox has been spending talking with Valve over the last year or so, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Game Pass on Steam. Yeah, I think the thing that kills me the most, though, is that the top-selling games on Steam are, like, continuously Xbox games, and yet Game Pass exists, but it doesn't work through Steam. So people are, like, choosing to opt out of getting the games as a subscription and straight up buying them. Like, they're making bank off those games. Bank. PC isn't really a platform, it's the mother of all games. See, that's the thing, though. You gotta stop thinking of it like that, because it is a platform. It's Xbox's platform. It may not seem like it, but we're all using Windows, right? Because what is it, like 2% use 1 or 2% use Mac, 1 or 2% use Linux? Like, it's still Microsoft's ecosystem, even if you don't want to admit it. Yeah. Xbox
kind of the joke that Microsoft does really own gaming just through PC alone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. You think PlayStation the whole time would have been running with, well, jumping on the getting on the PC train or whatever, because like that's where the gaming population is in general. You know, like.
Yeah, it's huge out there. I remember you were blown away when I told you just how many like PC players there are in the world. Like,
absolutely. We don't make up 10% of the gaming population. Like, think about that. Like,
it's nuts. And mobile's even bigger, right? Like, mobile is just massive too. Which again, So many people are underestimating the purchase of King as part of the Activision Blizzard purchase. It's Activision Blizzard King. That's how Microsoft's finally going to get into mobile gaming. So I don't know if you've seen Microsoft's mobile gaming offerings over the years, but none of them take off. But with King, they can get into that market finally.
Interesting.
Yeah, so many people underestimate that. They make a ton of money year on year on year. You'd kill for Spider-Man on Xbox. We have the Amazing Spider-Man 2, man. I haven't seen the video I made. No, I would love to have Spider-Man. I'm a firm believer that Spider-Man belongs to everyone, but like, there's a certain point where you just gotta accept it. Like, he's locked away. They've taken a lot of Marvel characters. They're gonna be taking more, I would imagine. And you know, there's not much you can really do about it, right? Oh, good morning, Bari. Hello there. Wish Xbox would have gotten Destiny. See, again, that's the thing, is like, I always thought that that Bungie would eventually come home to Xbox. But I also kind of don't care anymore if they don't, because I don't know if there's a lot of stuff. Yes, Xbox made a really good deal. Xbox is killing it. Yeah. He had no genuine reaction. Wow, good for them. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was kind of like, eh. You like Destiny's soundtrack. I'm pretty sure they've gotten rid of all of Marty's soundtrack from Destiny.
Hey, command, where do you want to set up this garrison down here?
I loved... This is funny hearing this guy talk, I think. Spanish to a degree. But anyways, you know, I loved how there was videos talking about how O'Donnell's music was like outpacing the action of Destiny 1. It was hilarious because it was like the music was like outpacing the gameplay of what you were doing. It was so intense. But I'm pretty sure they got rid of all his music and they all rewrote it and did some new songs and stuff because they had a huge falling out with him and there was a big legal issue with what he was doing and blah 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 blah. You guys can go read about it online if you want to know, and it was a big thing. Microsoft Studios have huge potential for project studio collabs. Oh, just think of all the engines and technology that Microsoft has purchased. Like, see, when they bought Bethesda, they didn't just buy Bethesda. They bought like a ton of, like, they own ID Tech. They, like, you know, they bought all these engines and this technology, and they have all these tools they could use. And all of their teams can share this tech and these tools. And then you bought Activision, so you get the Infinity Ward engine, you get all these other like tools and assets, and you can use all of this technology to accelerate your gaming stuff. Like another purchase part of the Bethesda purchase was they have this like better technology for latency in cloud game streaming that Bethesda was working on with this one company. So that's going to help, you know, obviously probably has been helping Xbox cloud gaming because they're able to leverage that technology to help them. So it's not just... You know, because also the Coalition goes and helps studios all the time with optimization. You're not just buying, you know, this talent. You're not just buying IP. You're buying tech that will improve and overall benefit your overall crew. That's kind of what they're trying to do, is really build a gaming empire, and they're doing some great stuff with it. I'm so excited to see all of the games that are going to come. I think it's going to be, you know, great for gaming on Xbox, but also, again, it benefits me quite a bit because I'm going to be having so much work to do. And, yeah, it's gonna be great. Next gen. I don't know. I think you too, Kevin, you're probably gonna be excited because you're probably gonna see the return of some franchises you like that have been sitting there, like Warcraft or StarCraft, and...
Yeah. And that Microsoft, if they're behind it, you'll probably get a really decent product, like...
Yeah, the games, like, I don't... a lot of people are like, oh, well, we got rid of the narrative that Xbox has no games. That doesn't exist anymore. That's done. It's gone. But the next thing is just, like, you know, you might be like, oh, Microsoft doesn't have, like, the quality games. Well, they actually have the top-tier games that came out last year. They have the highest-scoring games. Like the Deathloop, Age of Empires, Forza, Halo, all super highly acclaimed, some of the highest-scoring games, like, critically on the market. Well-received games that are doing really well. Forza has 18 million players. Halo has 20 million players. These games are growing. They're getting bigger. And that's only going to continue to like go crazy. Like Xbox is just absolutely taking genres and giving us all the stuff. Like they own Western RPGs, basically, Western shooters. We've been saying recently that Xbox basically owns the shooter for every age group that grew up gaming. Whether you are an original gamer with Doom or Wolfenstein, whether you are someone from our era that grew up with Halo and Call of Duty, they own that. If you're someone that grew up in the modern era and you played Overwatch, they own that. And it's just like, so they own the shooter genre, they own the Western RPG genre, they own the RTS, the real-time strategy genre. If you like real-time strategy, Xbox is the way to go. Age of Empires, Rise of Nations, they've got Warcraft, they've got Starcraft, they've got you know, and they're gonna have these studios, all these studios make different games. They're gonna be pumping out different genres because they want different people to get into Game Pass. You know, they've got Double Fine, which makes quirky games. They've got now Toys for Bob. They've got, you know, they got studios that make 3D platformers. They've got studios that make shooters. They have studios that can now leave COD and actually make creative new games or reinvest in old IP. And you've just got you got MMORPGs now. You know, you got The Elder Scrolls Online. You've got World of Warcraft. You've got, you know, all of these huge names, all of these big things. And someday, you know, you might be like, oh, I still associate The Elder Scrolls with Bethesda. I still associate Overwatch with Blizzard. I still associate Warcraft with Blizzard. You won't have it, but your kids and their kids will think of all of those IP as being associated with Xbox and Microsoft. You got to think about the future too. They're building something not only for now, but something in the future. Like, Kevin, you're having a kid this year.
Oh yeah, I'm having a kid this year. The Magic 8 Ball.
The Magic 8 Ball willed it into existence. But, you know, anyways, hypothetical kitty here. They will grow up with Warcraft being an Xbox IP. With Call of Duty being an Xbox IP. That will be just how it is. You'll tell the story of like, oh, I remember when they were independent, and be like, whatever, old man. But that's, you know, it's not just now, it's future stuff too. I'm saying this for future kids when they come and watch this video, because, you know, I'm totally going to get discovered like I'm the friends of this era, but yeah. It's not just now, it's you know, you got to think long term too, right?
And it is the idea that they're taking some of these classics, like, I knew, let's go back to, like, say, 2002, 2003, like, gaming was big, but it's nowhere near as big as it was now. Like, you were a gamer or you weren't, like, where nowadays, like, it's actually kind of weird to hear that someone doesn't play some form of video game.
Right, you were, like, I always remember gaming being like a bit of a losers type thing. Not that it ever was, but you know, it was like a nerdy thing. It was just, and now it's just kind of like, you know, a lot of parents
for everybody.
Yeah, everybody plays games, like, you know. But I'm saying, like, even parents, they play like Farmville, they play Candy Crush, like those. That's still gaming. Like, everyone games now.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's kind of cool that, like, I don't know, for like StarCraft and Diablo, at least when I was growing up, that was a game that the older generation than us, like those Blizzard games were games that someone who did play would play those on their PC.
Yeah, they were for a different type of audience. They were like my parent, like, well, not my parents, but my like uncle and my father, they played Civilization. So I played Civilization with them. But you know, for you, it was Warcraft and StarCraft, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. And just the idea that they could go, and I'm really curious about the StarCraft thing. Like you said, that does really pique my interest. I'm curious to if they'll I would love the remastered original StarCraft and a StarCraft 2 on console, but the thought that they're going to give into the third game, and I think it has popularity. Like, we've even joked that it's a huge game in like Korea and stuff like that, you know, like
imagine StarCraft 3. Only on Xbox and PC. And
like, that's awesome. And the idea to see this series and like Diablo 4 and all that come out on Xbox, and the idea that this could be even bigger than it already is, that's exciting for me. Yeah. It is.
The future is very bright, and I'm really excited because I'm going to be able to cover this stuff, and you know, maybe even Kevin might get to cover a thing or two, but you know, it's just I see the potential in it that a lot of people don't see, kind of looking at this thing, because I'm trying to think of it from angles of business and personal. And I just want to make a comment that, like, the fact that everyone games these days, and I keep finding ladies that do have nothing to do with gaming, a joke here, Kevin. I was like, I was talking to the one gal, and I'm like, you know, we should play co-op, and they're like, coop, like the chickens. I was like, no, cooperative, cooperative. Because when I say
That's
co-op, right?
yeah.
You know what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, like cooperative place, like you together on a single player. You're both gonna play Reach together or something, right? Like that's hilarious. The idea of like what chicken coops or like no, man, like
Coop? What? No.
Yeah.
Cooperative
Yeah.
gaming. I had to think about it. I was just like, what? But you know,
that's
so-
hilarious.
anyways, we'll entertain
There's-
a joke there.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but I kind of like you'll get ads for gals or whatever, like you know, like wanting you to buy their personal content, and I've seen like ads or whatever where it's like them like they have like Overwatch on, and there's like the joke that like it's not even the right controller for the console. I've always got kicks out of those.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, we're both well, thanks. COD stays on PlayStation in exchange for Spider-Man and Wolverine. Again, that type of thing doesn't really happen. Like they're not kids on a playground going like, I'll share my game if you share your game. That just isn't really a thing.
Yeah,
they're
they-
out to make money. They're not friends. Well, they probably like chat and they'll go for drinks and stuff. I mean, they don't really care. They're out there to make money.
But
But
they're competitors, right?
yeah, they're competitors. You know, it's
Yeah.
They're not gonna be like, okay, let me share my game with you, and be like, oh, really? Yeah. Okay, well,
Right.
I'm gonna share Spider-Man with you. Yeah. No, that's just not how it works. Same with like a lot of people will be like, oh, for COD they're gonna, you know, give Xbox will be like, oh, it'll just be early access on, you know, Xbox. You get it like for a year, and then it'll come to PlayStation later. They're not gonna do petty stuff like that, guys. I can
Yeah.
see PlayStation doing that with Destiny, but Xbox just doesn't do that anymore. If that makes sense, like that's not their thing.
Well, and I like your point of the maturing industry, because it is a funny way to look at it, because like gaming has been around since what, 80s, like late 70s, I think, the arcade. I don't really know.
Around there earlier, yeah, stuff around there.
Yeah, like it is. Like gaming has been around for forever, and when you think about it, it's funny that like gaming's even in the late 2000s and like the early 2010s with almost there. I'd say it's kind of neat. Like we're going into a new golden age here, but like when I think of like modern warfare with Halo 3 and stuff like that, like there was a lot of money to be made with those games, and it was quite obvious. It's just I like the point of maturing industry, because I think they've caught on to how much money this can make. It's like the whole time they didn't realize how big this industry was going to be.
Yeah, they didn't see the full potential of the money they could suck out of us, but now they do.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's any industry,
Oh, and it's
right?
true.
They're there to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, and things change really fast too. Like the movie industry got completely upended over the last 5 years because of streaming.
Yeah.
Like they were nice and cozy with theatrical releases, and then all of a sudden there's this new tech, and like the whole chain of distribution for movies has had to change. You know, the Paramount decree's gone because it no longer is like antiquated, even though it's been around for 80 years. All of a sudden it's no longer something that works with the market. And you know, if you want a good indication of where gaming is going in terms of the way the industry kind of works and competes, look at the movie industry. There's a few players left. You know, everybody's kind of consolidated. They've merged together. You still have indie forces going on. That's where gaming will eventually head, I think, is it's just going to keep... Again, the era of consolidation is what I'm pulling and pushing. There's more that's going to happen. And I would also not really believe insiders on these acquisitions, because no one has been leaking these purchases. No one knew about Bethesda. No one knew about Activision. There was a guy that did leak, and I was kind of watching it beforehand, that a major publisher would get bought by PlayStation. Like, literally, last night. So they deleted their account because they're like, no, I didn't say that. So I'm thinking they might have got caught or something because, well, I don't. Would you
really?
consider Destiny a major publisher? Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you leak those kind of details or you have that kind of clearance and you leak those things, you get in a ton of trouble. And it's just like, that's why that stuff doesn't leak. And this outpost is the freaking no. Who broke the outpost? This outpost was perfect. I was just about to say this outpost was the bomb. And then it blew up in my face. Okay. I replanted it. We're good. We're good, Kevin. We're good.
That's awesome. You're just like, I love this outpost, and then boom.
I was like, what? No. Being shot in the back. I think they're going after the outpost. Okay. Let's see some comments we've been kind of messing around here. Pick the right company to back me? I mean, I have a great relationship with Xbox and other companies too. I am getting Horizon Zero Dawn ahead of launch. I don't know when though, but yeah. Or sorry, Horizon Forbidden West. Infinite Warfare, totally different experience. I think people talking about Spider-Man. Playboy Mansion and Gaming Captain. Is Kevin in a cave? Yeah, and all he's got is his Series S and Hell Let Loose. Is Kevin in a cave? This can't be that bad.
What's up? Sorry, I disconnected.
Someone's like, "Are you in a cave?" Kevin in a cave.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Yeah, I'm testing playing in the Rocky Mountains right now. What do you think of the performance? No.
Yeah, he's doing our cloud coverage now.
Yeah.
Up in the clouds. We'll
That
just,
cloud.
you know what? Until
Sorry.
we fix this, every single time we stream, you should just be in like a new place.
And a new.
And be like under the sea. It's like, oh, this time I'm scuba diving.
Streaming to you live from the International Space Station.
Loop, loop, loop. Houston, we have Xbox Live.
Live. That would be a great publicity event.
Oh. You can be, if we still have this issue come June or whatever, you can be from the show floor of E3. We'll pipe in some crowd noise.
Yeah, right.
Ugh. At E3? Yeah, no. E3, yes. I thought that wasn't happening this year. Nope. Kevin, I am here.
Yeah. It's just...
As you can see, guys, Kevin is on location.
Yeah.
There we go. We lost our outpost.
Every time you like the stream, it sends me somewhere else. You know?
Who knows where he will lie? Where he will die? Let's see.
I don't know. I know we didn't. We didn't know, so I couldn't say we leaked it. But I would like to throw out that we guessed the Activision purchase days before.
I mean, you suggested it, and I was like, you know what? With the bad stuff going on, you know,
Right.
they could buy. Because you were like, what if they bought Activision? And I was like, well, you know what? And then I broke it down, and then what was it, a week later they actually bought them, and I was like, we called it. See, we got to tweet about this and post it on Reddit. That's how you get recognized as knowing stuff.
Yeah.
Who's to say that someone at Microsoft didn't tell me about this, tip me off ahead of time? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Let's see. You're watching an interview segment where girls are asked if they would date guys who play games. 80% said they don't mind a guy who plays COD. It's because everybody plays COD. It's the number one
Right.
selling game and the number 2 selling game last year in the US, right? Like, gaming is not a weird thing anymore. I don't think it's been a weird thing for a long time. Huh?
But oh, there's this really funny meme I gotta send you. This girl comes in and he's like, "Don't do it," and she unplugs his like PlayStation or whatever. And she's like, "All you do is play this game." And he stands up and he's like, "It's all I have." You know,
It's all I have. Ugh. Yo, they did a meme about the Activision purchase by Xbox, but with like the Hitler thing. You know, Hitler's downfall, where it's like,
oh yeah, that's funny.
it killed me. He was like glasses shaking. He's like, They've done it again. It's so funny. Everybody that
I know. I
has
just
Xbox
imagine it's
Game
like everyone
Pass,
with an.
leave the room.
Oh, is that what it? Yeah, I was picturing like everyone with a Game Pass leave the room, or yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, it was actually pretty well done. I was like, oh, that's funny. I sent you also the Avengers one, the Endgame thing. So stupid, but
Yeah,
I loved it.
I love that, or whatever, like Cap's Halo fighting. I got a kick out of that when you mentioned, too, that Falcon flying out his flight simulator.
Yeah.
Right?
Fights in
Like,
Falcon. Oh my god. And then they have Spider-Man fighting Spider-Man, but he's Crash Bandicoot. I'm like, that fits so perfectly. Apparently some guy spent 15 hours making that, and I was just like, was it worth the time? I don't know, but it was pretty entertaining for a little bit.
I feel like that's a joke that when you start, it's like, why are you still doing this? It's like, I gotta finish this.
You've invested so much time. I guess they were doing it for something else, and then the Activision purchase happened, and then they had to redo it with the Activision characters. I'm like, what were they doing before?
Awesome.
Killer. I haven't seen one with the laughing guy yet. I love the laughing guy meme. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
With the one Spanish
Who's that
guy?
one?
Where he's just laughing his ass off about something.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Kills me every time. I just, like, I get just, like, the best laugh out of it. They always pair it with something great. I love our society with its stupid memes and stuff. It's just, yeah, keeps things going. Explain this game. You know, you crawl around in grass, and then you hope you shoot someone. Does that summarize it pretty well, Kevin, or do you think you have a better explanation?
Oh, no, that's about it. Yeah, you get on and role play as a soldier. Crawl through the grass, shoot somebody, don't get shot. Rinse, repeat.
I've been crawling through grass for like 3 minutes, and I just keep hearing bullets go over. Oh, and I got shot by another guy that was lying in a bush.
Then you're playing the game right. No,
Is this game hard? It's not easy. Can't wait for Dying Light 2 streams. Well, I hope I get my hands on it, so we'll see how this happens. They more specifically asked if they would date guys who played hardcore shooters. But what was the answer? The interview made you happy because you play those games. Oh, that makes sense.
That's funny.
I liked how that was a thing, though, also with the gal I saw that was like, oh, I'll watch you play games. I'm like, you won't play them with me, though. No, I'll watch them, though. I'm like, you might as well just play them, too.
Right.
Like, what else are you gonna be doing? Just sitting there, like, watching me play a game? Like, what? I mean, if you really get it, if I had a gal that really got into it, I would buy a second Xbox and a second TV. You know why, Kevin?
Why? So they could play with you?
I'm too good for split screen.
Oh, that's funny. Like, make sure she's not screen peeking, right?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what my one pal did with his wife. He was like, I hate split screening. We split screen gears all the time. So I went out and I bought a new TV for myself. And a new Xbox for her. Everybody's happy. I'm like,
funny.
what, the 60, 70 inch TV was too split with split screen? He's like, I'm not a child anymore. I'm not doing the split screen.
Oh, fun fact. For shooter games, I switched back to my smaller TV.
Really? You can't get used to the big screen?
I cannot. It drives me nuts, dude. I feel like my reaction time is horrible. Like, I can be camping a doorway, and if they come out, like, full sprint, I can tap them as soon as they're in the doorway. But on the big TV, it's like, even if I'm trying as sweaty as I can, they'll run right past me. And the aiming is so off, man. Like, I do it. There was one time where I was playing Insurgency, and that's when I did the switch, because, like, 3 guys went running by me, and I missed every shot horribly, and I was like, how? Like, it bothered me so bad, because usually I think I do pretty well at Insurgency. So I saved the clip, hooked up my little TV, and then it was so weird, because when I rewatched the clip, my reticle was extremely off. Like, I could totally see where I missed every shot, and it's like, it's confusing to me that it's like with the reticle being smaller on the littler TV, it's like it's somehow easier to put the sight on them, or like I don't know. It's weird.
Did you redo the safe zones on that game?
What do you mean?
Well, when you start some games, you have to set the safe zone so that your screen is properly calibrated. Did you redo that for that game?
Not that I believe, so that could have been the issue. Maybe that was with a lot of them, because, like, Extraction, I didn't have so much of a problem, but, like, anything even slightly competitive, I had huge issues with.
Okay, I would open those games on the big TV, and I would go to settings, and I would see if they have safe zones. I feel like you've set settings up, or it could be a TV thing. It could also be a TV thing with latency or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the TV you might have bought might have, like, worse latency or something like that. But it might also just be that your safe zone is incorrectly calibrated, and thus your aiming is entirely off.
And that would be interesting, because it was so weird. I was bugging it to, like, some of my buddies and that it doesn't make sense to me. Like, with the latency and all that, just in my mind, bigger should be better for shooters, but I don't know. It's kind of weird, because talking to a lot of people, you're the only one who's really given me positive that, like, no, you can work a big TV, because, like, everyone else I tell that to is like, oh, yeah, I only use the small TV for, like, shooters and stuff like that, and it's like, that's so weird to me.
I do very well in Halo and Insurgency. I think you've seen a number of my Insurgency games. And I've got, I think, what was my TV? 60, 65, whatever it is. And I want to buy a bigger TV next time, so I don't really have issues with it. But again, there is a correct ratio size to where you sit to where you watch that you're supposed to do, which I completely neglect now because I don't care, because I want a bigger screen for my movies and stuff. But, like, you know, it really comes down to a number of factors, and I think maybe your safe zone could possibly be it. I don't know. It could also just be the TV that you ended up getting is not as good latency as you're used to. You know, the refresh rate maybe, I don't know. But I think if you went and you got a nice big new screen like you're kind of thinking about doing, I think you would notice a big upgrade. Like going to 120 hertz, which I don't know if that's still your plan. I think you would notice
yeah, that's still my plan, yeah.
Advantage, like a massive advantage compared to that.
Okay. No, I'd really have to try that out. It did kind of throw me off, though. Like, when I do want to still get, like, a brand new TV and all that, I got this one really cheap off Riley, right? But, like, yeah, but I don't know. It kind of freaks me out. He told me this was, like, a 60-incher, but I went upstairs to the 55, and, like, dude, this has got to be pushing 70-something. I'll send you a picture of it, but, like, it is not a 60-incher, and I was almost wondering when I go get a newer TV, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like, I still want to get a bigger one, but I almost want to keep it to, like, a 50 to 60 range.
You should go on the back of your TV and, like, send me either a picture or what the serial number is, and then I can look into what kind of TV you have, and then kind of see what you're dealing with there. Because a lot of the older TVs look bigger because of the size around them, and the technology's gone way better. But, and you know, and then you'll look at another TV and be like, oh, that's smaller, but it's actually more screen, and therefore actually bigger, but it's just got no bezel. So that is a factor too, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And now you know, and knowing's half the battle. We're getting very close to having no bezel on TVs. Very, very close.
Which is really neat, right? Like, it's amazing how much TVs have changed. I remember, what was it, when plasma TVs came out, and that was the whole big next thing, and then that was out the door?
Oh, plasmas were good for your true black colors, but heavy, dangerous, not the best picture. Sorry, guys. Plasmas suck. I won't defend plasmas. Like the one benefit again was like they could do true black colors. That was like the only benefit for plasmas. Again, sorry. Some people will be like, "Oh, higher refresh rates." I was like, "Okay, maybe for the time, blah blah blah." But like, I'm sorry. They're terrible, terrible TVs. I'm glad they're gone.
That's funny.
Something about COD being copy and paste every year. I mean, if you had to pump out a game in a couple of years, you'd be
right.
I got an achievement, Kevin. Clear those mud holes, play 5 matches on Omaha. Yeah. But, like, you know, COD does evolve over time. Like, you can go play the new COD and you can go play an old COD, and they are very different games. Very
They've actually... I'd say, yeah, it's exchanged a lot more than people would give it credit for. Like, even when you look at Modern Warfare and World at War, those, like, games compared to COD 3 and 2, a huge
Oof.
difference. And then to go from, like, World at War or the original Modern Warfare to Vanguard New Modern Warfare, like, it's gotten way faster. Like we were not playing Modern Warfare 2 jumping around every corner and full sprint, slide, up, jump, full sprint, slide, you know, like just the game. I don't know, it's still a shooter game. Like, how much do you want to change? You look down the reticle, you shoot, but like gameplays wise, dude, they're actually quite a bit different.
All the games now that are shooters are so fast. Like, it's like a snail's pace playing Modern Warfare Remastered, but I kind of like it more because I get time to think. It's twitchy.
That's actually kind of funny. I like your joke of old man, but I could see them saying it. That's where I really like Insurgency and Hell Let Loose, because I feel like I'm taking my time, and there's certain things that like I could be a nerd about, like, oh, you can't do that mid shooting. Like, I always joke with COD that to eliminate jumping around corners, all you would have to do is in mid jump, you're not aiming perfectly down your sight, and then have like a penalty of you readjusting your gun back up, but that's not how it works. Like in COD, when you jump, your reticle moves up a little bit, which is hardly anything, and you can keep your stream perfectly in fire. Once again, to be a nerd, go try that even in paintball. You don't jump around corners when you do it, but that is how it is in games. And actually, I think almost every game encourages the jumping and the sliding. And like even Battlefield with like Battlefield 5, and since then they've added in the sliding and that. It's almost expected for how fast you go.
Well, you have to have that to be able to react. And where do we spawn to fight these guys? I don't know where we're spawning. Like, where are they on this map that are going to be, like, attacking? Are they attacking Winter's
They're going to
Landing?
they're going to be up in the north, so you're going to want to go Garrison Spawn 1 or the Garrison on the far right, because that first objective is always a give me. Like, we'll never
we're
get...
fighting for Rue de Lar?
Yeah.
We're not fighting for Winter's Landing? That one's got a circle on it, though.
That's fine. It does, but like if you look at it, Garrison 3 or the one farthest on the left, by the time you spawn on that and their spawn is directly north of it, we won't have time to run to that Garrison. It's actually really weird. Almost every map is like that. It just kind of gives you the first Garrison for whatever reason.
That's fair.
I mean, the first capture point, yeah.
Let's take a look at comments here. Google who, lol. Yeah, I don't think Stadia is really a competition these days. It really honestly isn't. What about 1942? I'd say that's the one shooter that they don't, like Microsoft doesn't own, but they'll eventually own.
Right.
But like again, you know, I think even during, like, when did 1942 come out? There was other shooters around there that people were playing too, right?
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I think Xbox covers most of the ground for all those shooters across the different eras effectively enough that I could say they have the important shooter for every era. Because I know how much you guys hate Battlefield these days.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when you do a bunch of surveys and you get an answer and then tell everyone sucks to suck, you know, like, what do you expect? No,
it happens. Back in the high school days, there was always the spot on the playground. The gamers would hang around and swap Amiga discs. Amiga discs? Really? Wow. That's specific. Google buys Take-Two? I don't see that happening. Why is Age of Empires not on Xbox? RTS is very hard to do on console, but from what I've heard, Age of Empires 4 has actually been in testing for console. So I would actually expect Age of Empires 4 to come out by the end of the year on Xbox.
You want to see me turn into a total fanboy? Tell me Age of Empires is going to be playable on Xbox.
Yeah, that's kind of the dream. Cheese, why are you looking at me for this command post? I just put it down because I want to get that achievement for putting 20 command posts down, okay? Don't be giving me sass here,
Honestly-
cheese. Does it matter? We spawned on the objective we need to protect. Don't be being like, oh, I don't like this command post. Can I destroy this command post? Would this satisfy this guy? You know what? I'm gonna just dismantle this. There, happy
We're
cheese?
kind of gonna need to find a new lobby, dude.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
You should have said that before I got all invested in fighting with this cheese guy.
All right. Shoot him and leave. No.
What if Sony buys Rockstar? They can't afford Take-Two, I'm sorry. Would love a new Silent Hill. I don't see that happening anytime soon unless somebody's paying. Actually, isn't there like supposed to be 2 studios working on Silent Hill or something right now? I think there actually is Silent Hill coming, so keep that in mind. There's actually supposed to be 2 companies working on different Silent Hill games. Bungie already took money from Tencent. Yeah, a lot of companies do. That's the company to really worry about. Oh, have a good one, Laurie. I think we missed Laurie there. You'd rather buy on Steam than the Xbox app. Yeah, that's fair. I would too. And I think we caught up on that. No, somebody said something about ESO. Not a fan of ESO. Oh, too bad. Let's see. Call of Duty is not a nerdy game. Never said it was. But back in the day, a lot of these games were nerdy experiences. That's just how it was, right? I remember it being young and gaming being like, what was that?
Oh, sorry. Drop something.
No, that's fair. Did somebody die?
No, nobody died. No, sorry.
Let's see if we can catch up here. Kevin being in a cave. TV probably has high input lag. That could be it. Try changing your FOV. That could be a thing too, Kevin, is your FOV. But I don't think you've adjusted FOV.
I tried. That was the one thing I was looking at on Insurgency when I was playing. I went with
New
the
lobby.
FOV, and it didn't seem to help whether I turned it up or down.
Yeah. You're super up to 420 hertz. You'd actually be surprised. There's a lot of actually like affordable 120 hertz screens that came out last year, and more that are coming out this year. It's going to become more and more of a standard. Is the 120 hertz option? It will be a standard for gaming eventually. And what about funny irony? I don't know. I'm sorry, Chaz. I think I missed the funny irony on that one. It's probably something earlier. And I think we're caught up on questions. 1942 was a rough year. They definitely wouldn't call it a fun year. I'm sure somebody had a good 1942.
I would love to, if you were like in the 60s, like talking to some person, they're like, oh yeah, 1940 year, amazing year. Made the most money I ever had, you know, family was healthy. If I could go back to 1942, I would.
Well, I'm sure, like, didn't the Germans take, like, Poland or something around then? I don't I'm sure they were having a good time. You know, maybe somebody, I'm sure somebody, like, met the love of their life that year, had a kid that year or something. You know, not an overall great year, I'm not saying that, but, like, I'm sure someone had a great year somewhere, right? To be honest, the pandemic has greatly benefited my, my channel growth and stuff, you know? It's not great.
I was thinking of that joke that the whole COVID, like when that thing was big, like in what was it? We were playing Warzone all the time. Riley had all that time off. Like it kind of the bad joke, but like that beginning of COVID was actually kind of nice for me. You know.
I think we had a lot of fun just sitting there playing Warzone and stuff. Like my
Yeah,
channel
you
grew
know,
like greatly over COVID times. It's you know, a lot of people had like really, really rough times, and then some people had an okay time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, I think we had a blast. We put in like some crazy Warzone hours.
Oh, it did. Everyone was on. There was it was funny because like some of my favorite games at that time like had resurgences of play.
You had resurgences of playing games with friends you hadn't seen in a long time. Kevin appears to have slightly disconnected, but for now, you can take this time to like the stream. Subscribing might be a great thing. Donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the Patreon option. Streaming all the time. And we will tell Kevin about the TV changing thing as soon as he comes back.
Oh, sorry, what?
You're back now. You had
Yeah.
You weren't saying things. Somebody says
no, wait,
you should
okay.
check if you have a TV game mode or a game mode on your TV.
I was hearing something like that. Like, I'd have to look at it. Maybe there is a lot of things, like what you're saying with the, oh, what was the other mode? Like the safe mode or something? Like putting your
Safe zone
the
areas.
screen. Yeah, like that. I was reading up a little bit on it because I did a huge thing of like going on a bunch of like Reddit posts and that, and like just reading other people's opinions, and they were talking about like, yeah, what was it, the game mode and all that, but. I don't know, man. It's so weird. It was so off, and I felt like every movement I could do, or like I can do really good precision movements on my small TV, but on the big TV, to move slightly across, I felt like my whole screen would just jolt over, and I would crank my sensitivity like so down just to try to get back to like little precise movement.
That sounds like there's something wrong with the calibration, or maybe there's a lot of ghosting. Do you find that like the image kind of duplicates or doubles and stuff?
Not that I noticed, but it's... I don't know, I almost wondered if it was like a lag thing or whatever, because it... Like I said, the weirdest thing was people coming out of doorways. Usually I'm quite good at camping doorways, and I can just sit there and wait for someone to come out, and that's actually how I get most of my kills in like even DayZ, is holding a corner siege style. But I just couldn't do it on that big TV. It's like... I would even pull the trigger as they were running out, and I would miss. So I wasn't sure if it was like, yeah, like a lag issue or whatever you would call it for that.
Yeah. I think we can get to the bottom of this. There's definitely something with this TV.
Yeah.
From what you've seen, it's budget TVs of 60 hertz. I've actually seen a number of more affordable TVs going to 4K 120 hertz. I thought mine was actually pretty cheap. I paid 16 Canadian for mine. I think it's 60, it might be 65, I can't remember. Don't really care, it's not like the screen changes, but, 120 hertz, 4K 120, like what? Like, when the Xbox One was launching, 2020, like, I got it from when I was reviewing, I bought it, and I thought for 1600 that was like a nice medium price. I guess it depends on how cheap you think TV screens should be and stuff, but they do have a lot of cheaper, like, Hisense ones are 4K 120 now, TCL ones. You can get, in my opinion, a decent TV that is cheaper that does 4K 120, and I think it's becoming a bit more standard, and it will be a standard eventually in the near future. And keep in mind that every time you guys don't upgrade, it takes longer for things and new mediums to be adopted. So let's keep that in mind. 4K 120 from Costco for around $700. I'll have to ask my buddy Mitchell. I think he got 120 hertz for a pretty good price recently. Like they can get so cheap. So cheap. Traffic was nice in the beginning of COVID. Oh my god. Going on like hikes and stuff throughout like, the early days of COVID, like going out for like, walks around the city, or a lot of the community channel photos. The light traffic, I don't think we'll ever see traffic that light again. And the thing that really sucks is I didn't have a whole lot of places to really drive, and gas was the cheapest I had ever seen gas. Kevin, it was like 50 cents. I have a photo of me beside the gas cost in Costco, because I was like, what? I wonder if I could find that with a quick search. The gas price. We'll see if Photos can find it. Photos is so like hit or miss in regards to like finding things on iPhone. Sometimes it's like super exact, like you type bird, it finds all the birds or something, but sometimes it's just like dumb as hell. I wonder if I could search Costco. No results for Costco? Are you sure you're not mining my data there? That seems unlikely. Huh, we are not going very well here, eh?
Yeah, it's been rough matches, and I think we've actually been fighting really hard today.
Yeah, that one match we were fighting really hard. If I search price, nothing. Damn it. I want that picture of me.
There's that one meme I really connected with. It's like when the COVID thing started, and they're like, everybody stay at home or whatever, and then it showed like these people like out jogging, and it's people who never jogged before in their life. Like enjoying that there's no one outside,
No, I get it. Like, I got 172 photos of me beside signs. No, it's not there. Sorry, guys. I wish I knew where this was.
Quality photos?
Well, I was kind of just doing, like, a search. Like, I have so many freaking photos on my phone. Like, You know, I love photos of myself, obviously, as you can tell. I'm totally narcissistic. That's how we do the daily photos on the channel, Kevin, you know? That's like, what, 300 something photos a year usually? But, you know, anyways. Yeah. Lots of photos, but I couldn't find that one. But it was like 50 something cents, and I was like, my god. Because we do it per liter here, guys. So, you know, in the States they do gallons and stuff, but like, yeah. Gas was cheap, but I didn't have anywhere to go. Budget TVs lack some features. Oh, it sucks to suck. I don't know what to tell you guys.
What was interesting though with the big TV was it did exactly what I thought. Like for this game, Hell Let Loose, there's a lot of like 100+ meter combat. Like it's not Call of Duty close quarter all the time, right? So that was where I wanted it, was for like Hell Let Loose and War Thunder to make these smaller images bigger, and it absolutely did that, right? Like I really appreciated the bigger TV for that.
I think you'll love someday getting a Series X and having a 4K 120 TV and just being like, oh my god, everything is so crystal clear and so smooth. Like Halo at 4K 120 is freaking life-changing. Life-changing, Kevin. And I can say that from the perspective of an Onyx Halo player. Life-changing. And I'll never play ranked Halo again.
Sorry.
Kevin missed the suck session yesterday. I told him. I told him all about it.
It sounded like a good time. Like undeniably a good time.
It was. I think that was one of my best streams I've ever had. It was really funny. I was just like, it was good.
Was it better than the plasma pistol bit?
That it went on longer.
It went on longer. Okay, because the whole game was centered around it, right?
Like the plasma pistol bit, because guys, if you were in the Infinite test flight, you could charge up the plasma pistol, and you could shoot the ground, and white goo would just splatter everywhere. So I was like killing people, and then gooing them, and then gooing, like there was the signs where it's like caution wet floor, and I would shoot the goo on it. It was killing me. Oh, that was funny. But
someone should do like the Sky Captain not safe for work as a joke, you know, like compilation of like the Gunk stream, and then like the plasma pistol, and then like
Some
your
montage.
ED joke and all that.
no, yeah, you know, because we're not supposed to make super suggestive jokes. That's why everything is totally clean, guys.
Absolutely, you know, whatever. Yeah.
It's you guys that are the ones that are fighting. And y'all have the dirty minds. We would never make such suggestive jokes. Kills me. LG C1, it is, yeah, that's definitely. Well, the C2's coming, so that'll be the best one on the market. The LG TVs are the best, guys. I'll tell you right now. The CX, the C1, isn't it the C1? Isn't it the top of the line one? I'm trying to think of their numbering schemes, because I think the C2 replaces the C1 as the top of the line, and I'd say the best TVs. LG delivers on that stuff. Yeah, this was cheap. We'll never see that cheap again. I don't think we will either. Affordable is relative to everybody. See, now, you say $2,000, more than $2,000 for really good TV is beyond regular consumers. But, like, that's how much TVs used to cost.
Yeah.
TVs are cheaper than they've ever been. Like, we come from a time right now where you have screens in every room. But there was a time where you had, like, one TV in your house. And they were
100%.
huge purchases, like, super expensive. TVs are dirt cheap now. Like, $2,000 is actually, and again, it's relative to the person, but $2,000 is dirt cheap for a TV. I bought a 40-inch, 42, I think it was a 42 or 46-inch when in high school for $1,400 that was 1080p with no good features. Like, you know what I mean? And that was a good value price back then. And now you can get like a 8K TV for like what, $2,000, two something, and it's got all these features on it, and like, you know, you do the price comparison to the technology, screens are dirt cheap now, just dirt cheap. And I know a lot of people don't like that because it's like, oh, it's expensive, but like, again, relative to that time, TVs are like, they cost nothing almost.
Oh yeah. Well, like thinking about it now, you can get a half decent TV for like $300. I think 300 that's a good price range for like anyone who like, you know, you don't got a lot of cash flow at the moment, but like, you know, you still want to get some decent. Like 300 is decent. The better TVs that I see now are like 500 to 600 for the most part, but obviously you can splurge and get 1,000 plus TV, and then you're getting something like uber nice, but I don't know. That's the prices of the TVs I've been looking at for the most part without like going to Costco and seeing what that's all about. But yeah, it is. All those prices are really quite cheap, and I don't know. You nailed it on the head, man. I do remember there was one TV per household. It was the family TV, you know, like, yeah.
And it was expensive. Like, I bought my grandfather, because he was in a new place, and he needed a TV. We bought him like a $300 TV, and it was just like dirt cheap, but it was like, what, 40-something inches or something, and it was just like, you know, and I think it was a 4K and everything, and I was just like, they're dirt cheap. That's why these companies are going to bigger and bigger screen sizes right now, is because they're trying to make back that money, because screens are so affordable, and you buy a new one like every couple of years. Back then, you had a TV for like 5 years, like,
yeah,
a long time. Believe it or not, guys, these are not bots. These are real players. They may look like bots moving around like idiots, but nope, these are real people.
That's just them trying to get across the field. Why are you banking people?
No, they're just seeing a bunch of guys just kind of like spinning in circles and kind of standing around doing nothing. Like, they look like bots.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, this guy, he's just crouching and walking around. This guy's jumping up. It's like, they look like bots. Okay, my screen is like flickering. I don't know if people are seeing that on the stream, but it looks like the fairy lights from... What game were we having the fairy lights in that was bothering the hell out of me? Was that in
Wasn't that Battlefield? Or was that not?
I don't know. You remember that, though, the fairy lights, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
What game was that? It's been a while since I've seen them, so I don't really remember, but... Yeah, the fairy lights. I think I'm having that in this game right now. Let's see here. And again, we're talking Canadian dollars, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the risk of burn-in really isn't much of an issue right here. Our TV was a wooden box that had like 4 channels. What era are you from, my friend? I mean, it's cool, there's no judgment here, but like, what era are you from? Wooden box? Like, we had a projection TV, if you guys know what that is, and that thing was heavy as hell. And I played that until it died, and there was triple colors playing on the screen. And I was like, I need a new TV, because this is... I was playing Halo Reach, and you know how hard it is to snipe when you have 3 reticles on the screen in red, blue, and like... I think it was red, blue, and yellow, because the colors were bleeding and it was dying. I was like, Jesus. But yeah, that TV was hard to get out of here, because I had to help lift that, and that was heavy. Oh man, that TV was heavy.
The funniest. Yeah, the older you go with the TVs, I actually, before I went out and got this 32-inch, I had this TV from like probably like 2009, a big like kind of box looking one too.
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure it's still, yeah. Oh, that's super heavy. Like I can pick up my TV with probably one arm. Like but yeah, I'm talking about my 32-inch, but like even this like 70-inch or monster is nothing in comparison to like, yeah, where you would need 2 guys, you know, like to pick this thing up.
Like hell, I can lift my TV by myself, and it's 60 inches. They're like super light now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't suggest lifting TVs by yourself, guys. Like, just they're they're expensive purchases. Be smart, but like, you literally can easily lift stuff nowadays, and it's not an issue at all. 2042 beta. Was it the beta that did the fairy lights? I swear it was something else. I don't know. Maybe it was that. Need to spend at least 900.
My favorite was counting the console crashes on 2042.
We didn't have fairy lights though.
Yeah, I don't think it was that game thinking about it, because, yeah, thinking about 2042, I think it was just the console crashes.
Yeah, it was the constant crashes we were having. I was hoping this tank would, like, be a cover I could use to get across the field, but it's just sitting here. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll get behind the tank, and then it'll be like those campaign missions where we, like, use the tank as cover. But this tank is just parked here. Okay. YOLO strats, I guess. Game where you run so slow in this. It was a long time ago when you were a kid, but I want to know what era, man. Just throw it out there. I want year. I want to know when you had
to know the year.
A wood TV. Again, not to make fun of you, but it's just it's interesting. Like it is, I do find that interesting. Like a wooden TV.
My parents, when I was little, had an old wood TV that my dad used to have, or whatever. And, like, it was big and, like, really old. What was it? I can't remember. Someone was picking it up, and they literally got a splinter because, like, one side, like, chipped, that was an old TV. But I'm thinking, like, that thing probably went back to, like, the 80s or something like that. Probably even older. Who knows?
I remember gaming on Mitchell's, like, 8-inch color TV. Doing 4-player split screen in Halo. We're too good for like 60 inches playing like half split screen on the screen.
That's awesome.
Oh, times have changed. Will I be covering Dying Light? I hope so, but I don't have any confirmation on that. I'm covering Horizon Forbidden West though, so there's something. My least favorite Gears? Judgment. Very easily.
Yeah.
The 1980s, he says. Well, that's not too bad.
Okay, that would make sense, yeah.
That Spawn was really bad, though. Let's see. Again, someone's like, you need at least 900 plus to buy, like, a decent next-gen TV. But that's so cheap. Like, it really is, again, in perspective. I had, like, 30 hours on those Infinite Flights against bots. Don't bring that back, man. Don't bring that back. I don't want to... I don't want to remember that. Do you remember the bot streams, Kevin?
I remember you talking about them. I was never in on those, but I remember you were, what was it? You came back and we played something. I was like, how did Infinite go? And you were like, oh man, it was like 3 hours of just fighting bots over and over again.
It was insanity. I thought I would lose my mind. I got a lot of views though, but the Vanguard beta might have been the Vanguard beta.
The Vanguard beta had a couple spots where like it would flash out. What was the one where you're nighttime on the rooftop in like France or like Paris or something?
Oh, Hotel Royale. That's different though. Those were like wave lines. Those weren't fairy lights.
Okay. I just remember that game would like buzz out. There was also the Red Square one that I when I was playing or whatever, there'd be like a certain room I would walk into and like the whole room would just like buzz out.
Yes, I remember that. I feel like it was like an indie game or something. Fairy lights. 'Cause that's what we called it. It would have been something over the summer, I'm almost thinking. It's driving me crazy. You're getting a Samsung. I hope you enjoy it. I have got a Samsung. Hello there. Your gold ran out? You should get yourself some Game Pass Ultimate. I was killed by my teammate. Oh, that sucks. That's what happens in war. Slow war where you walk. For miles.
How's it going for you? Are you getting kills this match or?
I killed a few people.
Yeah, okay. Just wondering.
We hit our light goal, guys. That's good to see. With the flashing lights. Nice. Vanguard beta with the flash. Again, it was like, specifically we were like fairy lights. That's what we were calling them. I'm having such a hard time thinking about this. Not taking the risk of a screen burn-in with OLED. It's so unlikely to happen, like a screen burn-in. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but like, it really rarely happens these days. Oh well. I mean, I don't really care either, but, you know. Samsung screens are fine. I like them. to Gears Tactics. I like Gears Tactics quite a bit. I thought it was pretty good. And I mean, I don't even like turn-based games, and I was impressed by it. A little long, though. Little long.
What, of like a story or something?
Yeah, it went on for quite a while. Did you?
That's one I
Did you
actually go play. No, I haven't tried it yet. I was just thinking, like, I should actually really go play that one. Like, it seems like it would be something I would enjoy. Like, everything you told me about it, you know.
Yeah, it's turn-based. It's got a neat story, and I mean, it's actually good that you haven't played Gears 4 or 5 because it's a prequel actually. So it stars Kate's father. So you get to learn about that, and then I think maybe that might make the other games more meaningful almost. I don't know. Yeah. I can't place this here. Why not? What? I mean, it doesn't matter. We've got so many spawn points because we're like holding the line. The question is, will Love be on time?
Now, curious, have you noticed, since the player base knows what they're doing a little bit more, that the spawning is better, or no?
No, not at all.
No? Okay, just wondering.
It's the exact same as was prior.
No, I just curious, because, like, yeah, I haven't gone into too much about it, but yeah.
This guy's missing his legs. That's unsettling. Is this a supplies thing? Can I make a garrison? Can I make a garrison? I think there's an achievement for doing it. I don't know if I've done it yet.
You could, as long as there's not one 200 meters of where another one is already
similar
made.
structure.
Yeah.
Is there an achievement for making one?
I don't know if there is. It's been a while.
I feel like I should just wander around looking to see if I can make this.
Have you got your achievement yet for building, what's it, I think like 10 or 20 structures in a match?
No, I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
You have Gears Pop installed? How much do you think you could sell the phone for? I don't think you can play Gears Pop anymore because it was online server reliant. I did film footage of one of my last matches where I kicked ass in Gears Pop, so someday that might come up. But yeah, I got all my achievements in that one. I was very proud.
Pop about.
What?
What is Gears Pop about?
They closed it down. It was basically like a copy and paste of like Clash of Clans, but with Gears characters. It was super grindy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should have tried it though. I used to play it daily and stuff. It had Xbox achievements. I ended up getting all the achievements because they were doing like, hey, here's a bazillion unlock packs and stuff. And even with the unlock packs, it was insanely hard to level up. Like, were they expecting me to play that game for like 10 years or something, like, every day? Ridiculous. That's how those mobile games get you. It's like dirty tactics like that. Like, at first it was fine, but like the more you play it, the more it's just like, oh my god, this game is insanely grindy.
Yeah.
And they were like doubling and then tripling and then quadding the amount of like pins, because you need pins to create like better troops. They were like quadding it, and it was still like, you know, taking hours and hours to like improve your stuff. It was crazy. I actually can't even believe, like, you know, you guys might be complaining about like microtransactions and stuff in Halo and stuff, but wow, I've never seen a Microsoft game with that much of a grind to it. That was the worst I've seen. Maybe like comparable to like a lot of other games. That was one of the worst I've seen. It was insanely grindy. Yeah, now you know. What gaming monitors should you get? I have no idea. Sorry, I don't really have info on gaming monitors. Putting Destiny 2 on Spartacus will get people to subscribe to it. Why? It's free to play. I do think it's funny though that it makes sense now why Destiny was taken off of Game Pass in December.
Oh, so then that probably would have been within the discussions that, hey, PlayStation's gonna buy us, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny. No, you don't watch it, but the newest season of, well, the last part of Attack on Titan's out, and I would watch that on Crunchyroll, but I cannot get it to work on my Xbox, and, like, obviously, probably not related at all, but I think it's kind of funny to hear that Sony bought it, and I'm, like, sitting here thinking, like, Sony!
Sony! I should get, like, a free month with Game Pass or something on that. Free month of Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I did, that's where, it was kind of funny, I did get a free month of it, or 75 days, that was it.
I'm just kind of pissed we don't have Apple Music on Xbox yet. It's like PlayStation 5 has Apple Music, and I'm like, what the hell, Microsoft? Get Apple to do this.
That is...
I have to, like, change my I have to use the TV Apple Music app to listen to music on my TV when I want. Like, sometimes I just want to, like, put on a tune. I know I have a computer with music, but sometimes I just want to put a tune on the TV, and I'm like, god damn it. Especially when I'm in my Christmas fix during the month of Christmas, and it's just like the month of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in my fix, I got my Christmas Essentials Apple Music playing, I'm like, god damn it. And I just want to have it on the Xbox. Kills me. Anyways, is $15 upgrade worth it after 3 years is up? Game Pass is the best value in all of entertainment. Like, there's not a single service that I've seen or come across that comes anywhere close to the value you get with Game Pass. Like, nowhere close. Just saying that.
Well, the money of the amount of money put in of the games, right? Like, that alone.
Yeah, it's... There's nothing close to that much value out there. Yeah. I'm full of it to say burn-in is unlikely. Oh well. I say it's unlikely. There you go. I just got blasted through the world, Kevin. Through the world! I fell below the map, yo. After I died, I got artillery strike through it. I mean, by the time you would even get burn-in, saying you do get it, you're gonna be buying a new TV anyways. Sorry. Do I think Xbox will receive COD exclusively? Yeah, I think I've been pretty clear about that. Oh, hello there. People make clickbait videos. Well, they do make a lot of money for doing those clickbait videos. I'm always tempted to be a little bit more clickbaity, but I don't know. Just think of the money possible, Kevin.
No, hey, I always, that's one of my speeches, though, is that, well, at least my buddy's not clickbaity. Like, you're not gonna, like, look on his feed and see him, like, with this, like, clear overreaction video for something he's not that impressed about. No, it's...
You mean I'm not plastering my face over every photo going like,
yeah, oh right?
Yeah.
Sky Captain sees someone hit the A button. It's you like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You know.
Like, if I could double my views, though, I'd be sitting, like, real comfy. Real comfy. It looks like my best January ever, though, so that's kind of exciting.
No, that's cool. Because, like, what, January is supposed to be the worst month for every business ever, right? Like,
January is the worst month in the year for ad rev and stuff. It makes me think how much I could be making if it was any other month. January and February are the worst months for, like, ad rev and stuff. The worst, but yeah. It's just how it goes. SnowRunner is relaxing. Oh, my video on SnowRunner is apparently hilarious. This is not me saying it, but, like, apparently my SnowRunner video is just hilarious. I don't know why people find it funny, Kevin, but I've gotten a lot of reviews where people just really find it entertaining.
The people know what they like, right? Like, what is
All
it, you just crack good jokes, or what?
I think it's just hilarious, I guess. I don't know. I'm driving around these stupid things, and they get stuck in the mud and the snow, and it's just... I guess it's just really funny. I don't get it. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, you need to do more of this or a live stream." I was like, "Why?"
Right.
Just getting stuck in the dirt and just being like, "Ugh."
That's funny.
Yeah, seriously, like a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah." What's cracking? Is Halo still Bungie? Yeah, Halo is not Bungie. What's cracking though? My skull on like the dirt every 2 minutes in this. Well, Halo why would Halo not be on Game Pass? I'm glad you like the channel, thanks. Ugh, it's Kevin.
What's up?
You want to like this game, but you just keep getting spawned and team killed. It happens.
They'll figure it out, trust me. Just stick with it. I'm
Use
rooting for you.
Spotify? How about I don't want to use Spotify? I like Apple Music. Apple Music has more songs that I listen to that weren't on Spotify when I tried to listen to them when I was at a party doing the music thing. We actually held the line. Love was on time this time. Oh my god. Toto was right. You only watch TV for sports. That's all TV really is now, isn't it? Sports, and then Resident Alien. That's all. You work full time, go home and game, no TV.
It cut out as I was cheering that we had victory.
That's alright. I didn't feel like we won anyways. Does this game still play music when we win? Remember that first stream we did? It was like the Russian anthem, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, you still get the what, 1910s classic? I think it's that old of Over There.
Yeah, you know, culture doesn't belong to anybody but corporations, I guess.
All right. Man, I went off. I had 24 kills, 7 deaths.
Well, you think Bungie has its destiny? I think they own Marathon, but I'm not sure about that. And not like it's worth anything. They took GTA. So, Xbox first-party games never get taken off Game Pass. How am I doing tonight? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. We're having a great time. OLED TV lasting a whole generation? You're probably gonna buy a new TV before the gen's out, let's be real here. Where people buy TVs like every few years now. That's just how it is. Anyways, just what it is. Best non-OLED TV according to many reviews you've seen. That's nice. Just kind of enjoying my drinks. I sent my one pal a text today that I haven't texted in years.
Yeah?
Because his team was the Bengals, and they made...
Oh, dude, that is a heck of a feel-good story. I know you said you don't watch too much NFL, but, like, that one... I don't even like the Bengals or whatever, and I always thought, you know, but, like, it's such a cheer because the teams I cheer for, you know, being the Flames and the Cowboys, like, and it's funny because, like, the Cowboys are a big team franchise, but, like, I always feel like sports, it's the same thing over and over, and, like, you know, the greats will always get there, and, like, Joe Burrow and, like, the Bengals making it, like, it's just, it's really cool. One, between the Rams and the Bengals, it's going to be a winner we haven't had yet, and the Bengals being there, I don't know, it's just kind of makes me happy to think that the drafting system and that if you suck long enough, eventually someone will do good. Works
long enough,
right? Like, I don't know, it's cool. I don't know because I could care less between who wins, but I think it should make an exciting Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, I don't really care about the teams, but it was just like my pal has been a fan of theirs since, like, I think, I don't know, I was his friend in, like, the 2000s. And, you know, his team just... When Ocho Cinco was playing, he was big on that. But
yeah,
he's a Bengals fan, and I was just like... I haven't texted him in... Let's see... Since April of 2019. And I'm like, if this is still blah blah blah's number, congrats on the Bengals making the Super Bowl. And it was delivered, but not read. Breaks my heart.
Aw.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta like find that guy on like Facebook or something. I bet he's having a party of a time with that one.
No. See, the thing is, he doesn't do social media, so he's deleted
Oh.
Facebook. He's not on the gram. He doesn't Snapchat. It's
One of
hard
the
to keep up with
off-the-grid
people
friends?
that don't let
Yeah.
you keep up with them, right?
Yes, right.
I guess I should have sent him a message on Xbox because he still goes on the Xbox from time to time, but like I haven't talked to him in like years.
Funny how that works. Actually, I didn't get to tell you this, but kind of a happy little moment. My buddy that was in the kind of rougher relationship I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's out of it. We've actually been playing a lot again recently and all that, and he got like his Snapchat back and all that. Really nice reconnection there.
You know, I find that people always come back when something big changes in their life and things shift. I've always been like, I'm like that pal on Xbox that you kind of talk to every like once in a while for a bit, and then you kind of cycle out. That's how it's been. It was like Riley with, during COVID, right? And you talk a lot, play a lot, and then once that was done, I don't really talk to him that much. And, people come and they go, and that's kind of how it goes. That's life.
Yeah, you're accepting of it.
Another
and
part
at least
of life.
you're there, right? No,
But another part of life is liking the stream. What?
Yeah.
Subscribe.
That will never go away.
It'll never go away. I think. Well, I mean, the dislike button did, but so you never know. Donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Cool perks like emotes for the channel. Alternatively, Patreon option. Streaming too much. Too much, some might say. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mother there. That's quite sad. I'm glad you enjoy the content, and you can always come here and chat with folks.
Could you imagine that, though? One day they're just like, you know what? We're getting rid of it all. There's no more likes. Here's a video. No,
You never know. Let's see. Kevin is a Cowboys fan?
But
The Bungie deal just proves COD will eventually go exclusive. I think so too. I mean, do we really need to prove that? We know what's gonna happen. I gotta let go like Anna did. Now we must redeploy. What was I talking about?
oh, sorry about that. They cut off. Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm just thinking, if I had like 3 fans on your stream, I probably lost 2 of them. No, I'm just...
The Cowboys. I guess I'll go with the Broncos. The old man likes the Broncos. They won.
Oh, it was funny because, like, I don't know. I had there was the football team I played for, Community, that was the Broncos. At least that was the team name. And a lot of the guys were like, they cheer for the Denver Broncos just because, we were all younger growing up and that was what they picked. But it was funny that I wasn't into football right away. And then my one older cousin that was playing like high school at that time was like, man, you're a big kid. Like, you should go try out for this and that. And he even bought me like the Madden game. And he was telling me that like, you should pick the Patriots.
Ooh.
And I wanted to be different from my cousin, right? So the team, obviously, you'd hear a lot about it on media, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Dallas this, Dallas that. So I was like, I'm going to be a Cowboys fan. And I stuck to it just, to kind of despite him, if you will. Mm. And like, what a bad decision that was. If I would have just went Patriots with him, like, I would know nothing but victories with my teams. Instead I'm sitting here. Right? Well, I'm sitting here cheering a team that like hardly anyone likes,
Hardly anyone likes. That's killer. That's also football,
right.
though.
That is. Well, I'm working at Sev the one time when I was younger, and this guy comes in the Cowboys jersey, and I was like, dude, nice jersey. I like that. It was game day and everything. He was like, wow, you're the first guy to say that. Like, that's the thing about this jersey. Either you like it or you absolutely hate it. But yeah, I like that story.
For a second there, I thought it was gonna be like, your cousin gave you Madden, and he said, Kevin, EA Sports, it's in the game.
Game. Well, if it's in the game, it's in the game.
That was such an obnoxious year. Do you know what year that was?
Oh man, I want to say it was like 14 to 16, one of those years. Maybe even it was 13, because I remember getting off high school playing my one really good buddy, and we would hear that all the time. I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, it was like 13 to 16.
That's crazy. You know what I saw the other day? Because I'm like, you know, there's some physical games, like some games that, you know, are backwards compatible, but you can only get physically. And
Yeah.
I saw, and this isn't a backwards compatible, I saw the legendary Madden 06 for $250.
Ooh.
Do you know why that game is so legendary?
No, I couldn't. I just like that you found it in 06, but why it's so legendary?
It has like gamer score, like you can get the full 1,000 in like 5 minutes. It's like, or a few matches or something. It's so easy.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
But I think it was also legendary because I believe it was the first Madden game that had achievements. Like I think it was the first 360 one. So it's rare to find because it was so early on, and like no one kept it or anything. So it's like, I'm very tempted to go and get it. And they have Batman Arkham Origins for $10, but I'm kind of like, I don't know if I get my money back on doing a video on that. But Arkham Origins, you have to have a physical copy. There's no digital purchase for it.
Oh, really? So my girlfriend has the physical copy for that one. That's kind of interesting.
Well, that would be easier than going out and buying it. But to get Madden 06, Madden 06, Kevin.
No, that's very cool. I think I have my 05, 08, and 09 up. I don't know why I don't have 6 or 7 anymore. But I got my NHL... I want to say... Yeah, I got my NHL 06 up.
I have a lot of the NCAAs for quite a while.
I had NCAA 09, and like the NCAA games were actually really cool.
Yeah, no, they were neat. The old man always enjoyed them, so I have them. What do I have for hockey? I think I have NHL 4, it's like 10, and then I just stopped caring about the games, and then I have, I want to say I have like 15 onwards. I'm not sure.
That's interesting.
It's a
Did
weird
you
thing.
enjoy 07, 08, and 09 as much as I did?
I played a hell of a lot. 07 was when I discovered achievements in gaming, like Xbox achievements.
Oh, okay, nice.
They popped up on the screen. I was like, what are these? I was playing with my cousin. I was like, what the hell are these? An achievement. So we were doing different combos of games and winning to try to get achievements because we didn't actually know how to see the achievements. But we were just like, if we do this and we do that, we get an achievement. I was like, what are these? And then we discovered there's like a list you can see, and I was like, what? And I'm like, oh, other games have these. So that's how I learned about achievements, actually, was NHL 07. I played the hell out of that one, and 08. Tons and tons of hours. I think less of 09, but those
Did
two.
you? I just like 09 had FNUF on the cover there, but like, I don't know why 07, 08, and 09 were such good years for hockey gaming.
It was because of the graphics is a huge increase, which I'm kind of like, I want to go back and play 07, but I'm like, I feel like it would be not good.
Don't want to tarnish the memory of this game.
No, because I bet it runs like crap. I legit bet it runs and looks terrible, but I remember it being like cutting edge next gen, and I was like, that's when we got the skill stick. I was like, oh my god, and Ovechkin was on the cover. I was like, oh wow, it's amazing.
Oh, it was awesome. I thought that was crazy. I think we were talking the one time, and I was deleting old clips so I could upload one. And I went back to like, I think it was like Madden like 15 or 16, something like that. And it was amazing. Yeah. Oh, it was funny looking at that game and how almost cheesy the graphics looked, even like just 6 years ago, you know? Like,
they do advance a little bit each time. We do get incremental increases, but let's take a look at the comments. All the followers are awesome, and I am a gentleman. Oh, thank you. But seriously, I hope you're feeling better. You know, just chill out and try to do something that relaxes you. And if you need to chat in the chat, you know, the chat is here to chat. Kevin and Slaughter share the pain of being Cowboys fans. Oof.
Oh boy, you know it. Every year, thinking you're gonna go somewhere, and then first round exit. It's money, man.
See, the thing is, I don't really have any care now if my team wins, because, you know, I'm a Caps fan. And then they won, and now I'm just kind of like, you know, if they go far in the playoffs, it's like, okay, cool, you know, cheer, but I don't really care anymore, because they've done it. I don't know how to
funny.
describe that.
I wish that was the case. I've joked with my other Flames friends that, like, we worry that, I swear, man, I'm gonna die. You're gonna be doing my memorial stream, and it'll be like, and man, the Flames won't win anything. That's what I'm trying to get at. I wanted to crack that one joke. I saw this one guy was like, when I die, I want the Flames to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time.
That's funny.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that. But anyway, I'm still cheering them on. I doubt anyone's listened to it, but like, I hope you do well this year. Any Flames or whatever.
I literally spawned and it was just in an artillery strike.
Oh, really? That's lame.
Is this team that we're playing against not doing well?
No, they're doing horribly.
Because they haven't even taken this first one yet. People are talking about their favorite. What is your favorite Madden, Kevin?
My favorite Madden, that's a good question. I've had a lot of good Maddens.
But the best,
08,
Kevin. The best.
The best of them all?
Yep.
I'm gonna say 08.
I'm seeing some other people saying 08 in the chat.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, that's actually really neat. 08 was that was a golden Madden. 09 was really cool. That's actually when I think they started to add in, like, X factors in that, which it kind of gets weirder every Madden forward. And
I hate the
Madden
X Factor thing.
Oh yeah, I hate that they added that to hockey, dude. Like
it's the worst. And that lady that always pops up and it's like, oh, that's an X Factor move. It's like you're completely destroying the simulation of the game. Completely.
Right? Immersion of it, like.
Oh my god, it's just like, shut up. And it's like, it's not her fault. It's actually neat having like a different voice in there doing some little color commentary and stuff, but like,
oh yeah, no, it's the line
she's
given, right? Yeah,
like she's a cool inclusion, but like, she literally just pisses me off because of what she has to say. It's so annoying. That was an X Factor play. You know, when you have those kind of stats in the game, it increases. It's like you're making it sound like we're not playing like actual hockey.
Yeah.
It just ruins it. Completely ruins the immersion. I'm glad we got rid of the NBC branding though. I always hated that.
Oh, you didn't like that one? I like the jokes or whatever, or I don't know. I almost felt like they kind of mock some of the Canadian cities. When I was playing online a lot, they would go into like. They do the pano of, like, the Saddle Dome and downtown and that. And they'd be like, and this is Calgary, a place where they make their arena look like a saddle. And he's, like, almost snickering. And I'm like, yeah, laugh it up, you know? Like,
I hated, was it Doc? He's just terrible. I don't know if you ever heard him announce an actual game of hockey, but they try to make everything sound exciting. And it's like, no, not everything is exciting. Stop, like, making me have to look at the TV every 2 seconds.
right?
Jeez. They sound like idiots.
I always kind of like that joke with the franchises that necessarily aren't traditional hockey markets, you know, and you'll kind of see like dudes like on a like 1-on-2 where like obviously the defense is going to stop them and you'll hear the whole crowd like, oh, but it's like, no, man. There was no chance there, like
no chance. Like, it's some of the stupidest plays draw me over. Like when you hear the Canadian announcers, you actually, when they're getting excited, you're like, oh, something actually is happening, and I need to look at this. But for like that Doc guy, and I talked to some Americans, and they're like, oh, he's the best. And I'm like, no, this guy is terrible. He needs to shut the hell up and keep his volume down. He pisses me off. I hate his commentary. I'm very passionate about this, guys. If you go see those reviews I did for older NHL games, I'm like, this NBC presentation sucks. I hated those two. Passionately.
That's funny.
Passionately hated the commentary. Ugh.
One of my favorites, man, was I was watching football, right? and they were talking about basically, I think it was when Brady was going to leave. It was his last season as a Patriot, and they were like, "Oh, well, there's a lot of questions, for what New England's going to do after Brady leaves, and this is like not new in sports." And they gave like a couple examples, a baseball example I didn't know. They were talking like, when LeBron left Cleveland, what they were going to do, and like the situation in Montreal, like what they're going to do if Price can actually be a good goalie for them. And I thought that was hilarious because, like, only right now does Price really suck for them. But, like, even when they were making the cup run last year, Price was amazing. Price is the reason Montreal has been in it, like, just about our whole lifetime. And I just kind of thought it was a funny statement of, like, whether Price could actually be a number one. And it was like, well, thank you, NFL, for, like, commenting on hockey. You tried, but, like, it wasn't it.
He was the heart of that team, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Price is probably my favorite goalie, man, going down, but...
Belfour,
actually,
dog. Belfour.
Belfour? That's hilarious.
Belfour, that's an oldie. No, there's nothing about Microsoft buying Ubisoft. They haven't even finished the acquisition of, like, Activision yet. They're definitely not buying anyone for a little bit here. Oh, it's the first now? I didn't check out the CS digital stuff. Oh my god. I had to, like, sneak in some Sundance stuff the other night before the stream. Never have any time. Kills me. Anyways. These guys are just really bad.
Oh yeah, no, they're not going anywhere. Should be an easy win.
Yeah. Microsoft should buy Ubisoft. I don't think they are going to be able to buy them at this moment, because again, their purchase hasn't completed. But I could see an eventual Ubisoft purchase. God damn, where am I dying from? Everybody's talking about 08 being good.
Oh, it was awesome. That's actually pretty cool consensus. That was a good one.
It's no NHL 04 though.
My favorite was I was talking to my good buddy that I talk sports with a lot, and he was bringing up I think it was like his NHL 03 or maybe it was 04, and he was going through all the stats they kept track of and the records and stuff like that, and a lot of the features in the game, and we were just kind of laughing that it's literally features they introduced in the new NHL games is brand new. And
yeah,
it's the old original Xbox versions had it all.
Yeah, no, they had to do so many rebuild years, and they just don't get the budget that the other games do. But,
it is sad. I remember when I was complaining about the GM Connected, and then you literally, what was it? You labeled it that, Kevin. You're lucky to even get these games, dude.
Yeah, you're lucky that NHL games even exist, though they barely. I think they do better now with the microtransactions. And did you know actually the NHL is growing in the US market? Which is
yeah,
good.
It's actually Batman, after long years of fighting, it's working.
Yeah. You can hate the guy, but he has grown the sport a lot.
Yeah.
And for a long time he kept advertising off the jerseys, so he's
Right? The advertisements on the helmet still bug me, though.
They can put them on jerseys now, but I think only one team opted to do that.
Is it? Okay, I swear, dude, it's what they start you with. Eventually it's going to look European League when, I'm a grandparent or something, telling my, grandkids about how, there was no advertisements on the jerseys back in the day.
It's disgusting, honestly, having advertisements on the jerseys. Just disgusting. Right? It's there's enough ads everywhere. Huh.
Those Madden games too, though, they're not the biggest things, but Madden 05 was really neat. It was obviously generic headlines, but they would have the newspaper or whatever of you could go through and read each team's thing, and it would talk about your upcoming matchup, and if a player got hurt, and it would have if your team did good enough, you could end up on the national paper, or you would just read your local one. And I thought that was such a neat feature as a kid. And they also had this one guy, he's probably way old now. I don't even know his name, but he was like a radio host show, and it even advertises on the back of the case or whatever that it's like this guy's radio show with like 500 customized segments or whatever, and he would talk about like your week matchups, you know, and I don't know, it was such a neat feature for, you know, like Madden 05 way back in the day, and you don't see anything like that now.
No, a lot of things change, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, you don't really get anything like that, do you? They tried to do some more personal stuff with the stories, but that really did not last in those sports games, did it?
No, not really. They were kind of interesting though. I know like 2K, the like all the 2K basketball games,
2K
they
does
got
a better
actually
job
really
of it.
neat stories. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think EA tried that with like all the franchises, and it just like, and they still kind of do it, but it definitely did not pan out like I think they were hoping. Because they were like a few year stories, and then most of them were just like dropped or whatever. Because I think you were like, what, Hunter the whatever in FIFA, and
Yeah.
Madden had like whatever the long bull thing. I don't know. I don't think it really did too well or went over too greatly. It's hard to do meaningful updates like that in like a year, right?
Yeah.
We just lost his position? Wow, that's shocking.
While we were holding it, a bunch of their team quit. Do you want to hold out in this lobby or go on to a next one?
Let's find another match. There's how many players are in this?
It dropped pretty low.
It's like 50 players?
Yeah.
Alright, let's find another match then. I think we'll probably play like one more long match or something, I'm gonna call it.
Sure.
Did you get my invite, yo?
Oh boy, I did now.
Did you get your NFT worms?
No, I haven't.
I don't know if you know Team 17, but they published this one, but like they also own worms, and now they're doing NFT worms.
Oh, really? Do we get in on those?
I mean, we should.
You should do the Sky Captain NFT.
Do the Casa hot dog?
Yeah.
Is this a full match?
57 pushing to 60, and it just started, so more likely to fill up.
Aye. Alright guys, when we're done this match, whenever that is, we will be done. This is a premium game. It's a regular game, but it's half the price of a full game.
Yeah, extremely affordable. There's like 2 buddies I want that have PCs but don't have the next gen. That's kind of the one sad thing about this game, where I don't know. Do you think a last gen could handle this one?
I don't think so.
Right? Like, anyways, what I'm getting at is they only have the last gen, so they can only play Insurgency with me, and there's like 2 of them that don't want to play it, and I want to get it for them, so I'm just like waiting for that game to hit a sale, and I'm just gonna send it to them, you know.
It's the way to do it. It's a good way to do it. You know what's an even better way to do things?
Liking the stream.
Dropping them likes on the stream. Subscribing's great.
Hey.
Donation's cool. Consider becoming the channel member that you want to be with emotes and whatnot. Alternatively, the Patreon option. Streaming all the time. Hello there. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Ubisoft being purchased by Xbox, and I'm sorry, I don't really see that being a thing. Especially since they haven't finished the Activision purchase, so I don't believe that's quite likely. You know what I should do with my site is create all these articles where it's like Xbox buys Activision or Xbox buys Ubisoft, and just put the details down as like, no, they have not bought this company yet, but they could.
Oh, that would be good clickbait. Like, no,
Just get all of the like, it's more like search results when somebody's searching like something like, oh, Microsoft buying this company, and then you just update it if they do buy them, and it's like kind of smart.
yeah. What if you wrote a bunch of pre-articles, you know, of like, blah blah blah, they've made this purchase, and then like left filler in lines for like smaller details of like amount paid and all that?
That would be a lot of an advanced work, though. That might not
Yeah, I would no. Okay, I'm just wondering.
Because I'm just thinking like search results where it's like, did Xbox buy Ubisoft or something? And you just like, be like, they haven't, but they could. Something like that, you know, details. Gotta get those views. And always gotta attach like a video to it so that potentially they can watch the video content. Video content is where the money is, guys. I hate how it always says I have to let go, Kevin. I don't want to let go. I'm not one with the ice and snow. He's still here, guys. Don't worry. He's just in the closet. Oh, at least I think he's still here. And I spawned and got shot. No, he's still here. Microsoft could buy whatever they want, but it's very unlikely they're gonna buy anybody because they need to complete this transaction, and it might cause flags and issues if something like that was to happen. And as soon as Kevin comes back into the chat, I will have a riveting little detail bit to expand upon that.
Well, wasn't that weird? I lost you completely. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like Xbox could buy anyone they want, and a lot of people are like, oh, regulators and stuff, but... So imagine a scenario here where PlayStation, a Japanese company, is trying to buy Take-Two, an American company. Do you think the US would prefer a Japanese company to own an American company? Or do you think they would side with Microsoft in a bidding war for that company?
I think they would side with Microsoft, personally. I don't think this is a day and age where a lot of people really care what the origin of the country is for, you know, a company.
Yes, but if you were a regulating body for the US and you decided whether or not these deals were acceptable,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't you side with your own country's interest?
You would think, because that would be all, yeah, like government run in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people don't look at that scenario where it's like, this Japanese company is coming in and buying one of our big American studios.
Yeah.
And again, we're not from the US, so it doesn't really matter for us. But I'm just saying, like, there is an angle there that I think a lot of people don't consider when it comes to these purchases, is also government interest. Because that can be a big thing.
Yeah.
Microsoft should buy PlayStation. It would be very hard to buy PlayStation or Sony. And I don't think regulations would allow it. Well, the US actually might allow it. I don't know if Japan would. And I know that Sony does have a big, like, US presence now, but there still is, like, a certain thing where it's like, you know. It's an interesting
Well, they
thing
are
to think of.
rooted in Japan still, right? Like, that's their headquarters and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something else to think about when it comes to some of these buys, where it's like, because that's a lot of the questions. Like, I have the SecGov, so this, you know, the US's SecGov branch that handles the transaction of this purchase of Xbox and Activision, and most of the talks are about how employees will be handled. It's less about what they're buying, and it's more about how they're going to handle the American perspective on it. And a lot of their things are like, oh, we're going to improve this for employees, or there's going to be new opportunities. It's like, so do you anticipate job loss? Do you anticipate blah, blah, blah? That's like a lot of what the questions are. And I don't think a lot of people actually look at that perspective of it either.
No, that is big. Yeah, because they got to make sure it's up to at least what America would have its standards for, like, a workplace and all that. But I assume, like, any company in, like, Japan and that would be fine. You know, a very Western standard.
Yeah. Again, though, but it's like, you are the U.S. government, a foreign company wants to buy one of your biggest companies. Do you accept it?
Would you? Yeah.
It's something to think about. I mean, I don't know if it would be a problem because it's usually pretty open these days, but like, it is something that can happen. How do I get back into the map? I'm on the other side of this like bush area, and there's these signs. What do these signs say? Actung. I think that means death. Am I in a bad place right now, Kevin? Are there going to be mines here? Are there mines in this spot?
No, I think that's the border of the map. It won't let you go forward.
I'm like trying to.
There
where
are like.
am I? Oh, what the hell am I doing over here?
Oh.
I went the wrong way. Don't worry. I'm moving through this marsh and I am coming back to the fight. Yeah. I'm glad we got through all this chatting and stuff today, though. It was fun to be able to cover the balance of, you know, the Bungie purchase and everything like that. Like, that's just, you know, buys are happening left, right, and center, you know? It's like a week ago we were talking about, 2 weeks ago, Xbox and Activision. Wild. Do you think... I wonder if they're going to delay Xbox's conference this year to see if they line up with a purchase in, like, July or something. Kind of wondering.
You think?
I don't know, like... Well, because they're going to do, like, a dev talk after they buy Activision. You know, like they did with Bethesda. They had a sit-down, you know, with the big studio heads, and they talked about it. And what it means to purchase and everything like that. That's what happened. And I assume they'll do the same with Activision, but it's like... Do you do that, you know, do your big E3 showcase in June, and then potentially buy Activision in July and have to do another talk and discussion thing, or do you just wait like a month and maybe roll them together? But then again, these plans take like, you know, months in advance. They work on this stuff. It's hard to say. You think it means warning? I think it doesn't it mean death? I'm pretty sure a chung means death, but I really don't know. If only we had some sort of
like warning
knowledge.
minefield or something like that.
I know we could just translate it. Wow, I got
Alright.
smoked by a frickin' tank. My god. Let me look this up. I was hoping someone from the chat could step up and do it for me, but oh well. At Chung. Danger.
Oh, it is danger. Okay.
And there's a song called At Tongue Baby by U2. So that means danger, baby.
Did we talk about it? My girlfriend randomly just mentioned that 99 Red Balloons is a German origin song.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, I didn't know that or whatever. Like, I know the song or whatever, but she like played it to me and like, yeah, the band's from like Germany and I listened to it. I don't know. That was just talking about Germany. It randomly, I didn't know that.
Have you never listened to the proper version of the song?
I've heard it or whatever, and then I didn't realize what it was about. Like,
No, have you
I always
listened to like the German version, like the proper version? Because there's like,
Oh yeah, I've listened to the German version. Yeah.
yeah, I do think that one actually sounds better than the English done version, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, anyways. Here you go. Danger. I guess I should know that, having some level of German heritage. But then again, I don't really know any words or anything, so... Oh, we know what Achung means now. Action?
Right.
Achung.
Ooh.
I don't know how we say it, but, you know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
That's the great thing about these streams is it's also a learning experience. No?
I like to think we educate a lot of people on very interesting and important matters in society. We provide entertainment when people need it the most. I was there on Christmas. Didn't have anything else to do. I hope we get to a time again when it's like I can actually like go out on like New Year's or Christmas or something and have like something I need to do or have something to do. That'll be great. COVID stuff's it's getting boring. What can I say? I just want to go out and explore, Kevin. See the world. Do my press events.
Ooh. Do you miss I assume that's what you're basically getting at, but miss like going out for all the press events and all that?
Yeah, CES was the bomb, man. It's like my vacation.
Okay.
I never take vacation or days off, but for CES and E3, I got to party and drink and have fun and be important. It was great. Oh, that was a
just
terrible
thought that
view
was
day
funny.
yesterday. What?
Oh, I was just thinking, I thought that was funny when we were talking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, I've never really been outside of Canada. I always thought it'd be neat to like check out LA or whatever, and you're like, you know, you're not missing much, you know.
You're really not missing much. Go somewhere exotic and fun.
Somewhere exotic, yeah.
Yeah, go to Mexico and just get drunk or something. Although be careful, because Canadians tend to not do too well there. But anyways, yeah, you know, go somewhere exotic, go somewhere cool. It's just like it looks the exact same as it does here. It's just there's more people. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like Disneyland or something, but you know, even that is freaking expensive.
That's all I've ever heard. I was the guys I go airsoft with. They've all been to Disneyland, and it was like, oh, I've never gone. And they're like, oh, it's such a blast or whatever. And I was like, oh, so like, should I go at some point? And they're like, no, it's too expensive.
Yeah, it's just super expensive. The lines are crazy. It's yeah. I don't know about
It seems like that's just what like a carnival is, you know? Like, I don't know.
no, it's like Disneyland is super expensive. Like that is the cost of your trip. That's it. That match. Oh, I guess we'll call it a day. I'm more entertaining than educational. Oh, how dare you! I think my skills lie in educational purposes. Kevin, he just said we're not educational. Is that it? Should we just call it? Yeah, you know what? We have stuff to do anyways. Thanks for watching, guys. It was fun. Today's videos included Dead by Daylight on the Series S and Demoniac on the Series X, but none of you would know because nobody checked them out anyways. Tomorrow's videos, I think, are going to be like a Game Pass showcase and I don't know, the Halo Infinite unboxing. I might move some stuff around. I don't know right now.